Game to be back on, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
So for those of you tuning in, you know what this is. This is the Oklahoma Sports Network's coverage of what is going to be the game of the year in the Central Midwest Football League. OKC Bears, Joplin Crusaders.
Right.
We're going to get into the particulars here in just a moment. I will say the weather is appropriate. If it is as hot outside as the action is on the field, then things are going to move appropriately. Want to give a special shout out to our Countdown to Kickoff sponsor, CLM Property Services, for all of your renovation and property management needs. Be sure to give them a call at 806-626-7759. Also want to thank our title sponsor, which is Next Level Roofing. Third-generation roofer that you can trust. They understand that roofing emergencies don't follow a 9-to-5 schedule, which is why they also offer 24/7 emergency services to address urgent issues before they escalate into costly disasters. Be sure to give them a call today, 405-252-9734. So for those of you who have been following OKC Bears coverage on the Oklahoma Sports Network, you've seen 3 blowouts. What I can tell you today is that this is the biggest rivalry in the Central Midwest Football League. I'm going to go over the history of these two teams because it's appropriate. Joplin coming into tonight's game with a record of 6-1. The OKC Bears coming into tonight's game with a record of 5-2. This is the battle between the last 3 champions of the Central Midwest Football League. Joplin won the league in 2023 and 2024. OKC won it last year in 2025. Over the last 2 seasons, both teams have stolen a win on the road in one-possession games. Last season, the Bears won 21-20 at Missouri Southern on the beautiful campus and beautiful stadium in Joplin, Missouri, of Missouri Southern State University. Garrett Griffith had 3 touchdown passes, 2 completed to Danny Knighton. But the game was scoreless over the final 5:37 of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter. So it went from NFL blitz-style game to all of a sudden they couldn't score if they had every opportunity in the world. And then the last game I worked in this rivalry personally. I want to thank Chris Dotson, formerly of the Southern Sports Network and the CEO now of the Ohio Sports Network, who helped me look at game footage from that film as well. That game was at PC North High School, July 27, 2024. And it was the conference championship game in the Gateway Conference. And the Crusaders beat the Bears 32-27. Tevin Gibson had an interception on Garrett Griffith with 30 seconds remaining in regulation to seal the game against OKC. There was 4 lead changes in that fourth quarter. And then we just want to get into the particulars for both teams. Joplin with the best point differential in the CMFL this season, outscoring their opponents 286-52 in 7 contests this season, including 3 blowouts of more than 50 points against live opponents. The Bears got 2 blowouts of their own of more than 50 points, and then they're playing exactly 7 days after a 46-point victory against the Kansas Diamondbacks, which me and Eric Sharon covered right here and can also be seen on OSN On Demand. So with all that being said, what do you have, or what are you thinking about this game, Gordy? You've kind of looked at the stats, you've seen the scores, I've kind of filled you on the rivalry. What are your expectations for the night's game?
Well, just like you said before, Mike, I expect both of these teams to kind of go out and go after it. What's really on the line is this home field advantage, and I know both of these teams are really trying to take advantage of that because it definitely means a lot, being able to have home field advantage in the playoff set. But so much history between these two teams. It's definitely a rival. But like you say, being the top teams at the, in this conference, there's some sort of camaraderie which goes with both of these teams, where I know both these teams are going to come out and try to give it all that they have and leave it all on the field today.
So we're going to go over the schedules with the Bears. So 3 of the Bears games that they played at home already, you can watch them on OSN On Demand. You can watch on the Oklahoma Sports Network app, watch on YouTube. I know we made our Twitch debut last week. You can watch that game on Twitch. So they did start off with a loss at St. Joe's. Coach Kevin Cox said they didn't have any preseason action going on, lost by 20-13. Then was the home opener against the Skyhawks. Beautiful weather, 63-degree weather that day, 140-20. They had the forfeit win. They had the Muskogee Scrappers, who fell apart before the season got started, so pretty much had a bye week.
Right.
And then after that, the Oklahoma Hawks had that game here on OSN. That was a 52-0 blowout win. The Hawks got irritated at the end, and we kind of had the end-of-game 7-match.
A little chippy at the end.
little bit chippiness at the end, but then they go on the road, right? And then they beat the Arkansas Warcats by a score 74-0, biggest win of the season.
Definitely.
Drop an egg against the Tulsa Gators 22-27, in which they had a big lead at that point, but just let Tulsa get back into the game, and Tulsa is still undefeated to this day.
Right.
Then had the game 1 week ago, 54-8 against the Kansas Diamondbacks. You can also watch that one on OSN On Demand. Now, Joplin, they started off April 11th and April 18th with two of their biggest wins of the season coming up until last week. They did win 50-0 against the Herman Eagles. They also won against the Arkansas Wildcats 58-6. They lost to the Tulsa Gators 24-16 on April 25th. They played at home against Kansas Diamondbacks 52-8 win there. They go to Wichita, beat them 26-14, 12-point win. Had the forfeit win against the Muskogee Scrapers 13-0, and then the home game against the Oklahoma Hawks 71-0. So we will take a quick commercial timeout, and we will be back with the coin toss and kickoff for tonight's game live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Getting ready for tonight's coin toss between OKC and Joplin. We do have the captains out on the field. We'll go ahead and work to get them identified. We do have Devin White and A.J. Burden out here for the OKC Bears as captains. And then we also have number 4 and number 54. Number 4, we believe, is Tate Moore. And then number 54 for the Bears is going to be Paris Williams. And then there were several players that were captains for Joplin. The ones remaining on the field, we do get 3, 9, 12, and 44. So we do have Charles West. Number 9, I believe, is the quarterback, Lath Murr. 12 is Trevor Sourjohn. And number 44, Theodore Bullard. So we are expecting a coin toss to take place any moment now. Captains of both teams are out on the field. Joplin trying now no fewer than 7 captains. OKC having a total of 5 of their own on the field. So number 4 is Rob Lamb, the defensive back for OKC. And number 9 is Tyron Johnson for the OKC Bears. Joining Joplin, like I said, number 17 and number 24. Number 17, Jeremiah Jones. Number 24 is Bryant Richard Jr., 5'8", 185-pound defensive back. So that should be all the captains identified. There have been more captains at this game than we typically have for a CMFL game.
Right. Definitely both teams look ready, Mike. You love to see that.
We have both coaches onto the field kind of discussing their pregame strategy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those days, 93 degrees outside. You're going to need to make sure you got the Gatorade, make sure you got your Coke Zeros, your waters. I see you drinking out what appears to be a Route 44 cup from Sonic, it appears like. So
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. Yeah, it's summer is 8 days from now, but don't tell Mother Nature that. Apparently, it is already here.
Right. Keep me a full cup of lemonade for days like this, Mike. Try to cut back on the soda.
Yeah, and if you are drinking the soda, like I said, I got my zero sugar option here. I'm not trying to.
Sometimes you got to have it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to have it. Nothing like a cold Coca-Cola during days like this.
So both captains shaking hands now as we are awaiting the result of this coin toss. Big rivalry, but tons of respect between these two teams, like I said. Each of the last 2 games, the average margin of victory has been a field goal. So it's not something where they know this is going to be an easy game on either side.
Exactly.
And for those of you who may have been just accustomed to this league watching on the Oklahoma Sports Network, being used to the Oklahoma Sports Network Association of High Schools and rugby and different things that Mr. Eric Sherman has been able to conjure up. In this level of football, you are seeing the 2 best teams. Now, there is a team in the 918 that would tell me to hush my mouth because they're undefeated right now.
Right.
But it would be nice to get them on the network and be able to see what the Tulsa Gators are like this season. They are the only team that can claim that they have a victory over both these 2 franchises that are getting ready to kick off here in a matter of moments.
Definitely would be great to see, Mike. I'm sure there's more competition here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It has been a great season so far for both of these teams, the Crusaders and the Bears.
And I believe we have set the in-season record for the longest period of time it's taken for a coin toss to get underway.
It is pretty long, pretty long. See both rules being explained by both referees. It's like they're kind of getting it now.
So we may have it finally decided here. Joplin is going to defer the toss. They will get the ball to start the second half. The OKC Bears will have the ball. They're going to receive to start tonight's game.
The Bears will receive to start the game.
So it's about that time here live on the Oklahoma Sports Network, 5 minutes after 6 p.m. And stay buckled up and have the AC running wherever you may be at as we are getting ready to watch 2 of the premier franchises of semi-pro football in our region getting ready to play for the right to have a home playoff game. If the Bears win tonight, we will have a debut of CMFL playoff football right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Same time next Saturday night.
It's a huge game we have in front of us right now, and now that the Bears get first possession, they're really going to have to do all that they can to, keep possession of the ball and do like they've done the whole season, Mike. Like I said, continue to drive the ball down using a dual quarterback threat, especially, they suits them well. I said once they get into the red zone, they've been pretty successful thus far. Like I said, not a lot of, defense have been able to stop this high-powered offense. And like I said, such a plethora, like I said, just a whole stable full of running backs as well. So really looking forward to see what the Bears bring on the offensive end. Like I said, they're going to have to really protect the ball going against the Crusaders. They're going to really have to take care of the ball and see if they can continue to do the same and put some points on the board.
So Darren Alves back deep for the Oklahoma Bears, and also Shaquinbo Conway. As we expect kickoff to be imminent here, taking a little bit longer than usual. But again, with this highly anticipated matchup set to take place between both franchises.
Right. Trying to get used to each other, get this game filled out, make sure everybody's in position.
So good to have Nate back into the fold. Me and Nate worked together 2 years with Lawton Eisenhower during the glory days when they were able to get into the playoffs for the first time, I believe, in over a decade.
No doubt, no doubt. So definitely big props to Nate. Really appreciate his services this evening.
So at 6:07, we finally believe that we're about to have the kickoff go down here. Crusaders and Bears, the two biggest traditions in the Central Midwest Football League. Back ready to kick this one is number 2, Terriel Johnson.
Receive for your Bears, number 8, Everett Davis.
Everett Davis back deep for the Bears. Kickoff is actually by number 12, Trevor Sourjohn.
Sourjohn. I like
And
that.
we are underway. Low kick gets picked up at the 22-yard line, brings it back to the 30 as he goes out of bounds at the 26. So Bears will start off there. Decent return given the kick. But if you are Garrett Griffith, you have to set the tone immediately.
No doubt, no doubt. I said great start right there on the little 10-yard carry right there by Kanaski. I said good start and great field position. Kicker decided to go ahead and keep it on the ground. I said they have a dangerous threat on the kickoff return in, so I definitely understand trying to keep it on the ground, trying to keep this return short. But no, I said they leave the Bears in great position.
It was Darren Alves with the return. They did change numbers on us at the last minute. So number 14, Darren Alves with the return, but the ball is at the 37-yard line, and that is where OKC will start tonight's game. Starting nod goes to number 1 for the OKC Bears, Devin White under center. Takes the ball. He's going to run with it up the middle. Looks to get past the 40, and he gets out of bounds at the 41-yard line, so gain of 4 on that first play.
Nice carry there by White. I said just using those blockers to get to that left. So I said starting out in the shotgun position. I said just like I said, great look and great set. Starting out from this pistol formation. So they had a lot of success on that one last week, of course. And like I said, a really go-to move. Of course, go-to plays for Coach Cox.
So 2nd down and 6 to go. They have to get this ball to the 47-yard line in order to move the chains for an OKC first down. 3 receivers set here. Extra blocker in the backfield for OKC. Go with the carry. Adidas McDonald with the carry. There's a flag thrown. Got a story about Adidas and why I wasn't able to track his number down last week. Do want to thank people for bringing that to my attention.
Right.
But he actually, when they wear the red jerseys, it's a tribute. Number 26 for fallen teammate JB, the late Joe Barker Jr. Passed away, unfortunately, a couple years back, and so he wears that number 26 whenever they wear the red jersey in honor of JB.
No doubt.
And so just something that want to make sure with these players that, we're able to properly identify them. And Adidas has been a good, consistent, long-term part of this team, and just making sure that
just go show love. I said, what an honor, to be able to show love to a friend and teammate. I said, great job by recognizing that, Mike.
So, penalty is against Joplin. That's going to be the first down of the night for the OKC Bears. Ball's at the 46. Flag picked up here. You got McDonald in the backfield along with Devin White. Still under center as the starting quarterback. And there is a flag here before they can get the ball off.
Not sure. This may have been a false start on that one, but Crusaders really got to be careful and disciplined on the defensive line. I said this is the second time that they had an encroachment call that's really close. Luckily for them, this will be a false start on the Bears. So like I said, they just got that 5 yards, and unfortunately they'll have to get that 5 yards right back.
So you get the first down, but now you sacrifice 5 yards and it's first and 15.
Right. Got to be disciplined. Both these teams, it's like I said, a little bit edgy right now. I said both of these competitive teams, like I said, fighting for position. But, like I said, a huge game, so you really got to be disciplined if you want to win this ball game.
McDonald in the backfield flanking Devin White. 3 receivers set here. Middle linebackers looking to rush on Joplin's part, and that looks like it could be a penalty against the Crusaders. Free play here. White throws it complete, and it's going to go down at the 48-yard line.
Nice little grab right there by Coleman.
Bama Coleman with the football.
Nice.
And we're going to see if they take this penalty. It'd be a free 5 yards.
Right.
They're signaling like it might be a decline because the Bears could get a net gain of a yard or 2 off of it.
Right. That will be a first down with that receiver by Bama Coleman. But like I said, another just undisciplined play. Like I said, I understand the blitz by the linebackers, but like I said, just trying to get an early jump. just kind of caught off guard there. I'm not really sure who that was.
I would expect both teams to be jumpy given, the stakes at hand, and Bears first down at the 48. They're going to stay in this three-receiver set here. They faked it to McDonald. White looking to run this one. He doesn't get much. He breaks out of the huddle there, loses his helmet. Able to get down to the 46-yard line of the Joplin Crusaders, going to be short by about 3 yards. It looked like it was initially stopped at the line of scrimmage, but was able to break free and get some more of it.
One thing we've seen from White this year is, just like I said, just tough running all the way through. The guy keeps his legs pumping, and like I said, you never know if he's down until you actually have him down on the ground. But great job by White to continue with that carry, able to get about 7 yards on that one.
Garrett Griffith coming into the game now. After White did lose his helmet, he'll have to sit out at least to play, but we know the Bears are very comfortable, and the regular starter, Garrett Griffith, has the football, and there will be 3 yards to go here from the 46. They go to Adias McDonald. He's able to churn a little bit to be able to get a couple of yards. It's going to be about 1.5 yards shy, actually half a yard shy of the first down.
Just a little bit right there, Mike. Like I said, good carry there by McDonald, of course. Said love that pistol set when they have that lead fullback to the side, but unable to get that first down completely. But like I said, great carry by McDonald nonetheless.
Clock ticking down inside 12.5 minutes here in the opening quarter. Bears on their first offensive possession. Scoreless game. I want to thank you for watching wherever you may be in the organized world. Watching CMFL action between the Joplin Crusaders and the Oklahoma Bears. Griffith takes the ball. Throws to his receiver. Bo Conway takes it, breaks the tackle. He's able to go down and gets out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. So first down OKC, so they're able to continue to move these chains here, Cordy Jones, and we are expecting the Bears, this is what they do. They just eat up the clock. They're able to get slow, steady, consistent plays, whether it be in the passing game or in the running game.
Well, I love that play right there. Like I said, on that flare screen right there, I said just a little bit high, but like I said, the receiver able to make that reception. Like I said, just get a really good amount of yards on that sideline. Like I said, just great job by the Bears continuing, like you said, Mike, with the same motion on offense. Like I said, just doing a really good job of being consistent.
Crusaders defense, though, is pretty nasty. It's going to – you can expect them to continue to bring pressure all night long, but knowing Jay Hancock, the defensive coordinator, he may like to try to stunt or spy things here as the game progresses. Adias McDonald with the football, looking to continue to run, and he is able to get maybe about 2 to 3 yards on that one. Going to depend upon the ball spot.
Right. Said good push by the offensive line, just enough to get past that line of scrimmage. Giving McDonald, like I said, about 3 yards on that carry. So like I said, so far, positive yards thus far for both, possessions for the Bears.
Second down upcoming here. They are saying it's going to be second down and 7 from the 33-yard line. So Bears have to get this down inside. You can really still eat the clock quite a bit because even though you're in Joplin territory, you can get down to the 27, get a first down, and still eat up the clock if that's what you want to do to establish pace here.
Right.
Devin White back into the game. Takes the football, runs it up the middle of the field. We know he's shifty with the football, gets it to about the 30-yard line. And we're looking at about third down and 3 upcoming here.
Decided to keep that one on that one. But I said the flare out. I hope he kind of goes back to that. I said love the flare out by that running back. I said may have had a wide open call there had he decided to get rid of it. But I'm sure that's a play that Kevin Cox will come back to later on.
So it's at the 31-yard line, so we're looking at 4 yards to go on third down. Crusaders would love to get a stop, and keep in mind, though, the best field goal kicker in the Central Midwest Football League, David Goodson, on the sideline. This is something that he has hit before, and he has hit from this range in this rivalry.
With ease. Like I said, such a strong leg.
White wanting the ball. And they may call a timeout due to miscommunication. We will take a quick timeout with them as well. Third down and 4 upcoming for the OKC Bears when we get back live. CMFL football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Critical 3rd down and 4 upcoming live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Mike Stewart, Nate Davis, Gordy Jones here covering the game for you live. Devin White rolls out. He's going to get sacked on this one. Throws it somehow.
Oh.
And there's a catch, but it goes out of bounds. So he escaped the sack pressure. But the pass falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 4 to go for OKC.
What pressure by those ends for the Crusaders, Mike. Coming off that edge, had Devin White just locked out and down.
And if White didn't have the leg string, that was for sure going to go down as a sack. So, like I said, I know defensive coordinator Jay Hancock is going to be bringing the pressure here. And sure enough, back before we knew it, having a defensive lineman come down, just trying to be able to apply pressure, and this is the reward for it, to get a ball back on the punt. Or they're going to go for it, it looks like. White coming back out. Coach Cox known for being aggressive. This is the rivalry here. Normally it's something David Goodson could hit about a 38, 39-yarder. And now we're looking at a situation where it's going to be 4th down and 4.
Got to be smart here.
They are trying to call in the play right now. White in the backfield. Substitutions coming in. Monte Thomas in the backfield for the OKC Bears. And we have another timeout here. That one looks like it's going to be a delay of game.
That's one you might want back later on.
So it won't be a delay of game, but it will be a timeout. We'll take another timeout with them. We're going to see what happens on 4th down and 4 when we get back. Bears versus Crusaders on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
All right.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloon, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
Back live on Oklahoma Sports Network, 4th down and 4 here, and the offense is staying on the field for OKC. Monte Thomas, the running back, Devin White under center at quarterback. Takes the snap, throws it, and way above his intended target. That wasn't even close. Joplin going to get the ball back. Intended for Everett Davis, number 8, but he had no chance of catching that.
No, not at all. I mean, just a great route ran by Davis on that one, but I just think Devin just kind of let that ball go just a little bit too late. May have gotten away from him just a little bit, trying to hit that outside receiver, but as Hattie said, had he had a chance to hit that seam route on Davis, could have been lights out.
So here come the Joplin Crusaders, and very smart for them to wear the white uniforms with the black lettering, knowing how hot the weather is going to be. I'm not one personally that likes to wear a lot of white clothing, but in the summertime, when the heat is just dissipating, that's sometimes the easiest way to let it escape.
No doubt. It's going to be, like I said, a long ball game, especially when that sun sets. Probably later on, it's going to be, the whole first half is going to be a battle. But, like I said, look for the Crusaders to try to get off to a good start here, able to get that stop on defense.
As the crew is lining up here, you do have at starting quarterback number 9, Lath Murph, 5'11", 205 pounds. Go through his running back. He's going to be able to go up the field past the 36-yard line. And a very good carry there by number 1 for the Crusaders. That is going to be correction. It's going to be number 1, Quan Sanders. Yeah, so he's got the ball and is able to get it to where it's close for Joplin, first down.
Love what I've seen right there on that carry by Quan Sanders, able to follow that lead block. Instead of just being very patient behind that offensive line, got a great amount of yards on that carry.
They go back to the running game here, and it's going to be enough for a Joplin first down. Need to get 4, and they got more than that. So the carry there being made, looks like it was by number 7 for Joplin. So we are seeing where they move their chains for the first time tonight.
I said another good carry there. This time utilizing the fullback with that quick carry, kind of catching the defensive line off guard just a little bit.
So I stand corrected. That was Charles West. Now, Charles West, 2 years ago, had a 99-yard touchdown pass in this game to give Joplin the lead over OKC late in the fourth quarter.
Really?
Yeah. So he's one you want to keep an eye out on. Very dangerous individual.
Got the bright red shoes on, so bringing attention. Looks like I said, great moves by this young man.
And they go back to the running game, able to get a block up there, but the Bears defense is swarming to the defender and is able to get the tackle at the 37-yard line.
That's what I like to see right there, bearing down. Defense coming on that outside edge, like I said, getting those running backs in that backfield. Great pursuit. Team effort, in fact, by the Bears.
So this one is going to be a loss, and then we are looking at third down upcoming here.
Not sure who the first one was to that tackle, but guys piled up pretty quickly. And I said first person I see on the ball was A.J. Burton, number 1 on that outside. I'd love to see a corner come up and make the hit. Everybody getting involved with that.
Yeah, the corners, linebackers, and linemen all converging on that one. So, yes, and then it did lead to the loss on the play.
I said if you tackle as a team, wear this team down in the Crusaders. Like I said, looks like they have a really good set of running backs back there. Like I said, so do all you can to try to stop these guys. Oops, got a false.
So, yeah, we do have a whistle, and then, like you said, probably going to be a false start on this one. And, again, these are just the jitters that both teams are going to have. They're just trying to read each other's counts, and believe it or not, it happens quite often between these two teams.
Right. Unfortunately, it's like they got encroachment on the Bears on this one.
So 5 free yards for the Crusaders, and they'll be happy to be able to get enough yardage there. Might be enough to get a first down. They have moved the chains, and the new set of downs will start at the 43-yard line.
Like we talked about earlier, one thing you see a lot with the heat, it comes a little bit of frustration. And sometimes when you got a little bit of frustration, you see these mistakes that are made while we have these penalties. But like I said, both teams just really got to be disciplined and just kind of be calm in a situation like this.
Murr passes it, and there's not much doing on that one. Maybe a gain of 2 at the most as that ball is thrown in. They're saying that he did not catch his intent for Deontay Crutchfield, but not much going there.
Nice little quarterback toss over there to the edge, but just could not bring that ball in. Instead, able to get us a few hands on it, but great pursuit by the defensive backs, able to break that pass up.
So from the 43-yard line, this is third down coming up now, and going to see if the Bears will be able to bear down and be able to get the Joplin offense off the field.
Big down right here for the Bears. They can get this stop and get that ball back. They'll find themselves in good position.
Murr under center. Takes the snap. He goes 3-step drop. Under pressure. Throws it deep. And it's broken up there. Excellent pass coverage. Making sure it doesn't go anywhere with the stop, number 1 for the OKC Bears. And that is going to be A.J. Burton making sure that it goes to a punting situation.
Almost came away with that pick. Mike had both hands on it. Probably would have liked to have come down with it, but I said just great defense, of course, great defensive coverage by Burton on that one. Looks like that ball just got away. That's a good pass and a good look by Chase Burrell on that pass, but I said just good job by the Bears defensive backs, able to close that one out.
And there is a penalty against the Bears. Looks like it was roughing the passer. So that is now going to be free yardage for Joplin. So when you have an excellent play on defense and it gets negated with something like that, and a first down for Joplin in OKC Bears territory.
Unfortunately, didn't see that one myself, Mike, but again, got to be disciplined on plays like that. Had a chance to kind of put these guys away. Got to take advantage of these stops.
Yeah, having a roughing the passer when the DB played that ball perfect has got to be extremely frustrating. They go back to the running game here. Gain of around 3 or 4. We do have some Bears there making the tackle. So, looks like number 21 for OKC was the man to bring him down. Dominic Berry, the defensive back, 6 foot, 190 pounds.
Good job by Berry and Woodard on that one. But like I said, good moves by the running back on that one. Just not able to get away from that Bears defense.
So that is a gain of a yard. It's now going to be 2nd and 9 from the 41. Joplin will have to get this to the 32 to keep the drive alive. Ball is there on the Bears side of the field. Clock ticking down inside 4:20 in this opening quarter. And the weather is hot as it's ever been for a semi-pro game here at Calsu Stadium this season. 93 degrees.
Right.
And you can feel it in the booth, but more importantly, you can feel it on that football field.
Right.
Takes the snap. They go back to the running game here,
Nice.
and the quarterback jukes him and is out to try to get past the first down marker. Great situational awareness there by Lathmer to act like he was giving it to the running back, kept it on his own 2 feet, and is another Joplin Crusader first down.
I mean, read option read just perfectly by the quarterback. Of course, utilizing that running back skill set. Of course, the perfect time and able to catch the Bears defense off guard just enough. I said, just got nothing but space and opportunity to that left side. But like I said, a great read on that option by the quarterback.
Ball spotted at the 31-yard line, and again, Joplin is doing what the Bears did on their opening drive, just continuing to run steady and intermediate, and again, the highest point differential in the CMFL this season.
So both these teams got to stay hydrated in a situation like this because you keep the ball on the ground, you're going to wear these defenses out, and that's what it really takes to win a ball game like this.
Murr runs, throws the football, and it goes incomplete. Man defending there was number 2 for OKC, broken up by Johnny Randall.
Like I said, just a good read, of course, again, by the quarterback, able to kind of thread it in there, just unable to make that completion. Receiver had just a little bit of a step right there. That may have been Daquan Johnson at number 7 at that receiver position. Had a bit of a step there. That's what I said. It looked like that might be a play they may go back to here later on in this ball game.
And they lined up in a 4-receiver set where the slot receiver is moving to the top-hand side to put him in a trips formation.
Right.
So you got split backs now, and you do have 3 receivers on the field. They go back to the running game here. Able to get 1 or 2 on that one. And again, that's number 3, Charles West. Like I said, Charles West has proven himself in this rivalry to be one of the most explosive players for Joplin.
Right. Great looking athlete. Quick legs, quick carry. I love the moves that he's made so far. But like I said, we just have a really good offensive line behind him, of course. But the defense by the Bears is just really doing a good job closing up some of those gaps and not allowing him to break free.
So 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Crusaders have to get this to the 21-yard line to keep the drive alive. West being noticeable in his red cleats with the Nike uniform. 3-step drop by the quarterback. He's going to run this straight up the field, and he may get the first down marker, but gets dragged out of bounds. So the stop being made there by Johnny Randall, and it's going to be a 4th down and short situation.
Good read again there by Chase Burrell. Just a good carry, but able to read that defense, able to break out, almost untouched. So they got a little bit left to go for this 4th down. I'm sorry, Mike, if they want to accomplish this 1st down, we'll see what play that they decide to go with.
So 4th down and 3. And yes, they do have a new man in the backfield like you had mentioned. So like we said back there for Joplin, Quan Sanders. 4-receiver set for the Crew. Quarterback throws it, and it escapes, and it'll be a turnover on downs intended for number 16 for the Crusaders out of the outstretched hands of Trey Mitchell.
He had him, wide open almost. Had a good read on the receiver, just unable to kind of get his feet set and make that pass. But good job by the Bears defense, able to get that stop. They'll give them another chance on this offensive end and see what they can do with this possession. Unfortunately, the Crusaders going to have to give this one up.
49.7 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. We are still scoreless here in what will be the game of the year. Now, these two teams have been known to play long stretches where they can't score, but if one of them scores, look out, because it can turn into a arena football track meet that quick.
I understand. You mentioned that earlier, Mike. Once you kind of break that seal, you never know what might come after that. But let's look for both of these teams to try to get on the board.
4-receiver set, trips to the bottom of your screen. Devin White under center at quarterback. Takes the snap, gives it to the running back, and he's able to go down. There's going to be a flag be thrown on this one, so we'll see what the result of that is.
Looks like we'll have a bit of a holding penalty on the offensive line here. Oh, what's that? I'll take that back. Got a face mask on the defensive end.
So if that's the case, 15 free yards that the Bears will gladly take after Joplin got all the way very close to the red zone on OKC's side.
Right. Not exactly sure who that may have been on. Looks like we'll see that on the replay.
Against the Crusaders.
So they say hands to the face, but which I guess technically that'd be a face mask, but I guess it's levels to it, right? Hands to the face
Right.
mask.
On the
Did you
offensive
grab
line,
the face
usually.
mask or no?
Right. Usually happens on the defense and the offensive line between those battles, between those two. As I said, good job by the Bears, able to draw that penalty.
Automatic first down at the 34-yard line. Trips to the bottom of your screen. 4-receiver set. White takes the snap. Goes to the running game. Running back going to run straight up the middle, past the 40-yard line, down to the 41.
Great carry by Thomas on that one. Shot up that offensive line like a bullet.
Monte Thomas blowing out of there like a cannon.
Right, ain't that it?
So-
good job by the offensive line, able to open up that gap.
Gain of 7 on that one. Going to be 2nd down and 3 upcoming for OKC.
And that's what it's going to take, Mike. Like I said, just they're doing a really good job thus far, being able to, like I said, compete with this defensive line of the Crusaders, able to kind of keep them on their toes a little bit, able to draw some of these penalties.
And that is the end of our opening quarter. Scoreless one here.
Right.
If you like defense, you love that first quarter.
No doubt.
Joplin Crusaders 0, Oklahoma City Bears 0. Into the first quarter, CMFL action, and we will be right back with more of it in the second quarter live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
So getting it ready to start the second quarter. Oklahoma Bears 0, Joplin Crusaders 0. Mike Stewart, Gordy Jones here. Back with Nate Davis. So Nate Davis, for those of you who do watch OSN a lot in the Lawton area, longtime cameraman producer in Lawton area, working with Eisenhower the last 3 years.
Right.
Glad to have him for tonight's game.
No doubt.
And there was movement on the line. Free play here potentially. Thrown, completed, and pushed out of bounds. Pass is made to number 2, and that is Jaleel Ward. We'll see what this whistle is.
Looks like we got another penalty on the offsides end by the defensive line. We'll see what our referee officially calls encroachment. But good pass there by White. Like I said, nice little pass out there to the receiver, Ward. I said, able to find him on that sideline, and Ward able to use those hands and that athleticism, bringing in that ball. We'll see if the coach decides to keep this one or decline.
Once again, I want to give a special shout out to our title sponsor, Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer that you can trust at 405-252-9734. From the 45-yard line. So they do call that as a first down for OKC. Trips to the top of the screen here in 3 receivers on the left side of the formation. Now we're waiting to see what the referees are talking about.
Right.
So in semi-pro, this is what I like to call the Jeopardy break, because you can play the Jeopardy theme song.
We could indeed. Let them think about it. Let's see what the call is. Sure, if they're deciding on positioning.
Positioning or down, it could be, the heat affects everyone. It's just
Right.
one of those things. We are very blessed, even though we
Very
have an
true.
open view.
We are definitely in the shade.
Yeah, we are in the building in the press box, and even though we have an open view and can feel all the humidity,
I'll take it.
we are shielded from the sun.
No doubt. Thank God.
Because I would not want to be those players, and I just feel like Joplin may have a slight advantage with the uniforms because, again, wearing the white dissipates the heat.
I agree.
Wearing the black sucks it in like pavement.
I agree. Even though this is the Bears' home turf, they're used to playing on this field. You just never really know given the conditions of some of these ball games.
So 1st and 10 at the 46 is what is decided. Trips to the top of your screen in a 4-receiver set. Devin White under center at quarterback. Throws it, complete. Able to run past midfield in Joplin territory. Going to be enough for an OKC first down. And Bo Conway able to take it into Joplin territory.
What a good carry. I'll take that back, Mike. A great carry right there by Bo Conway. I said a better pass on that flare over there by Devin White, of course, finding Bo. But Bo using that athleticism, getting up the line. I said breaking a few tackles on his way out there, but just a great carry and a great read on that play call. Nice positive play by the Bears.
So Trips at the bottom of the screen now since they did move it closer to the Joplin sideline.
Right. Bears have decided to go with the pass a little bit more on this drive, having a lot of success.
Back to Bo Conway, and he's not going to get much of anything. First man there takes Bo Conway's head off, but it looks like it was made by number 41 for Joplin.
Said getting a little aggressive with Bo right there on that carry, but said try to flip it and reverse it over to that other side of the field, getting to carry Bo the same type of play, but unable and really nothing doing. Actually had to take a loss.
So first man there was actually 11, not 41. It was Trey Rucker,
right,
the 5'10", 175-pound defensive back / safety.
No doubt. Nice quick legs and nice pursuit right there by number 11.
Ball at the 49 still on Joplin's side of the field, but they did lose some significant yardage there. Loss of about 6.
Right, almost took away the great carry that Bo had before. Unfortunately, they had to lose carries on that one, lose a lot of yards on that carry.
Evenly stacked 4-receiver set in the shotgun. White under pressure, nearly sacked there, rolls out of the pocket, throws it downfield, and it was nearly intercepted. Woo. And that one got broken up, and Joplin, you have some defensive players there kind of exasperated they didn't get that ball on a pick.
Right, that was hot. I said right on the hands of that linebacker. Just not able to bring that one in. Had he been able to respond, may have had an interception. White using those legs to try to break out on that outside edge, just trying to find some receiver open, but just a good job by the Crusaders defensive backs to stay disciplined and staying on those receivers.
So 3rd down and 16 to go. Bears are in it now. They're going to have to get this at least to the 33-yard line if they want to keep the drive alive here. Early stages of the second quarter. Both teams ran more than I think I've seen them run in the previous 3 games combined.
Right.
But what they like to do is run the pass game, and they love to throw it in the intermediate 5 to 8 yard range and be able to open up the ball field.
Right. I said really trying to keep these guys. The fatigue factor is really going to set in. But like I said, you kind of tell Coach kind of got away from that running game as far as the first possession went with the Bears. Decided to go along with a lot of passes on this play, but right now they kind of find themselves in a negative position. Now they're trying to see if they can just get back in first down territory to see if they can keep moving this ball and get some points on the board.
4 receivers set inside 11.5 minutes here. White, 3-step drop, throws it all the way downfield, trying to get receiver open, and just overthrew his intended target as it falls incomplete. 4th down.
Once again, great read, great play call by the offensive coordinator. White just unable to make a connection with that receiver. They're going to have to be forced to punt.
And I'm not going to lie to you, Gordy. I think the heat is playing a significant factor because, these teams, whenever they play, it's always in June or July. Mm-hmm. And 2 years ago when we covered this game, when I was with Chris Dodson for SSN, it was 98, 99 degrees then, too. So it's just always, whenever these teams play, and they always play late in the season because they know that they are 2 of the best teams on this side of the bracket in the CMFL.
Well, it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you, especially, like I said, you come out into a big game like this, Mike, come out hype and you're ready to play, starting a ball game like this. Like I said, you use a lot of energy just in the pregame.
And a bad fumble on the snap. Uh-oh. Joplin going to get a lot of yardage here. And even with the pass being completed, they're going to take over on downs on OKC's 42-yard line.
It's unfortunate right there, Mike. I mean, like I said, you're really in a position where you're just trying to get the ball on the other side of the field, but like I said, just an inexplicable move right there and just a turnover almost. But like I said, good job by the punter to get rid of that ball and find the receiver. I said just putting the Bears, like I said, not in as bad position as they were previously, but he's actually almost putting the Crusaders right almost at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and again, you are giving the Crew a situation where they're starting on your side of the field as a result of the bad snap. Right. And with it being a scoreless game right now, anyone who's able to break this game open first is going to have a significant advantage in terms of momentum.
Right. Crusaders have ran the ball a lot, and hopefully the Bears can get out and, like I said, get them to force them to keep continuing to run the ball, able to get some stops and get that ball back before this half's in. But a lot of time left in the second quarter. I said, look for the Bears, like I said, do everything they can to stop the Crusaders on this offensive possession.
Ball on the 43 as a result. Man in motion for Joplin. They give it to the man in motion. He's going to be able to run up, not getting much in terms of yardage there. It was given to Deontay Crutchfield, able to get maybe a yard out of it at most before he was brought down on that form tackle.
Right, Crutchfield just trying to use just a little bit of sideline moves, trying to break out on the edge of that offensive line, just unable to get anything going. Good job on the edge right there.
Clock continuing to run down inside 10 minutes here in the second quarter. Second down and 9 for Joplin.
Can see that was DeAnthony Andrews before number 33 on that edge. Like I said, able to close that up. I said, nice looking move there by that end.
6'2", 332-pound defensive edge. 232 pounds. Don't want to give him an extra 100 pounds. He's a lot faster than that.
No doubt.
Past the 40-yard line, and he's able to break away.
Ooh.
Goes out of bounds at around the 22-yard line, and a great reception there for Joplin. And that one was made by number 7, Daquan Johnson.
Nice little move right there by Johnson. Quick legs, Mike. Almost broke that one almost to the house, but able to get that ball and instead move to the sidelines just as quickly. Great carry and great reception, of course.
Knocking on the door of the red zone. This is the furthest they've gotten it down the field so far at the 21-yard line. Crusaders looking to strike first here at Robert Castlew Stadium, home of the Del City Eagles. Trips to the bottom of your screen. They go to Charles West. He's immediately brought down. Tackle being made there by OKC. Number 49, Josiah Woodard, the edge linebacker there. 6'4", 228 pounds.
Great job by Woodard, able to come down with the quickness on that quarterback there. Not giving him any time to break out. Like I said, good job and good tackle there.
So they now have this on the 23-yard line, so it's going to be 12 yards to go. Second down here, Joplin looking to get their skill position players in order.
Looks like Chase Burrell trying to get his receivers in order. He's made some good reads thus far. If his receivers can kind of connect with him, give these Crusaders a great chance. Ooh.
And he gets sacked in the backfield. A couple of Bears got back there.
Didn't see that one coming, Mike.
Yeah, so it looks like it was between, I know the first man that was there, so it was number 6 and number 14 for OKC. So it was between, you had it was Devin Colbert, and it was also Darren Alves. So the two Darrens combining there for what would be a combo set.
Nice little pursuit by both of those linebackers. Getting back there quickly, able to get that stop.
So at the 29-yard line, so lost 8 over these last two plays. It's going to be third down and 18.
I said, great position right now for the Bears. Got the Crusaders almost exactly where they want them if they can kind of keep this ball. This ball is going to go to the air. But got to be disciplined.
Timeout on the field, and we will take one with them. So we do have a total of 7:28 remaining before we go to halftime. We're still scoreless on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Mike Stewart, Gordy Jones here. Nate Davis on producer and camera. Third down and 18 from the 29-yard line. Joplin will need to get this down to the 11-yard line to keep the drive alive. Can still get a first down without having to get a touchdown. 4 receiver set. Quarterback takes the snap, 3-step drop. He looks to throw it all the way downfield.
Oh!
And a great coverage there made by number 1 in the right position. A.J. Burton said, I don't think so. It's 4th down.
Looks like we'll have an offensive pass interference call on that one.
Pass interference against the offense.
Looks like that
Well,
one
the
goes.
receiver did run into Burton. Burton did an excellent job of going out looking for the ball, and the receiver just kind of bumped him from behind.
Exactly. Just stretching those arms out just a little bit too far. I said good pass there by Faith Murray, but like I said, of course, that receiver trying to get open. Just a little bit too much physicality on that one.
And we got to see if the Crusaders are going to want to go for it because it's going to be 4th and 20 plus here.
But let's say good job by number 1 on the defensive end, able to be disciplined. I said being ready for
And
that
Burton
offense.
pursuing the ball, and this is why I say defensive back is the hardest position on the football field
No doubt.
because you can be right 99% of the time, and the 1% you mess up. But again, that was a good example of pursuing the ball and not pursuing the man.
Exactly. Staying disciplined. He said not getting ahead of yourself, staying within the play. I said not making the wrong move because, like you said, that 1% will be something to turn the game.
Yeah, you know, with me being above 300 pounds, I always tell guys that play DB, there was no way ever I could even fathom trying to think about playing your position, having to chase a wide receiver all day. I'd die from exhaustion.
Well, as a DB, man, I always felt like, well, I thought y'all had it a little bit harder. You know, you got to bang all game. You know, you got to bang. We got an opponent you got to kind of physically match up with. Like I said, it's such a mental battle. But, you know, when you're gunning receiver, it's like you're kind of like running a track meet. It's like basically being in shape. And if you can do the best that you can to try to stay with your man, you know, you're doing a good job. But, like I said, the main thing is you got to stay disciplined and you got to stay ahead of the play.
And as a lineman, played O-line, it's more of a human chess game because it's really a strength. It's a strength battle. You know, if you can outpower your lineman, and then as offensive lineman, you're taught if you knock down your DL, attack the linebacker next.
True.
So they are going to go for it here on 4th and long. And there's a sack there. The Bears are going to get this one back. So not much going on that one.
We'll see what this penalty is. Not really sure. Crusaders decided to go with that spread offense and said just no one in the backfield. This will be on the Crusaders, so we might have a holding penalty here, Mike.
Daphne Andrews with the sack there. If I'm Coach Cox, I'm going to do everything I can to just decline it and get the ball back because you don't want to risk anything.
I mean, you really couldn't ask for a better possession on this defensive end for the Bears. Like I said, exactly what they wanted, keeping the Crusaders out of the end zone, able to get right back in the best field position. I said, get this ball back.
As predicted, penalty declined so the Bears can get the ball back on offense to start their latest offensive drive here in the second quarter.
Right, got to be better here on this possession.
So clock ticking down. It's at 7:16 remaining before we go to halftime. And then, you know, here in the second half, hopefully the sun will dissipate a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We are expecting sunset 8:45 tonight. So maybe that will help the players, you know, get a lot of this heat out, be able to hydrate during halftime, be able to come back out and finish strong here.
I imagine we'll see two totally different teams coming out in this second half.
So apparently they're letting them go for it here. Thrown downfield, and neither player could see it in the sun.
Murray let that one go. I said, just really trying to see if he could reach that end zone. Good for him.
So 4th down, and that was the turnover on downs. We thought as a result of the penalty being declined that the Bears would get the ball back, but either way, one extra play, Bears still get the football, and we do have it now to where OKC will get back on offense with 7:09 remaining here in the second quarter. So coming out of the timeout, what do you think head coach Kevin Cox have conjured up here for OKC?
Well, you know what I'm really looking forward to is seeing what Coach Griffin, you know, the offensive coordinator, is going to draw up. First possession, the Bears had a really good job and a really good amount of play calls, kind of like being, you know, decisive, kind of going back and forth, you know, switching it up with the running game, switching it up with the running backs, kind of using those flare passes on that outside. But then, you know, the second possession, Mike, they went ahead and went to the air just a little bit more. Let's see if they can kind of get a little bit more discipline, trying to see if they can kind of create a little bit more cohesiveness and a little bit more push with these running backs and kind of utilize this run game a little bit more.
3 receivers set. Devin White under center gives it to us running back. He's able to get upfield a little bit, but brought down at around the 41. Looks like that was given to number 4, Taymor. So able to get a little bit of yardage out, man.
Right. So we'll need a little bit, you know, more of that, no pun intended, but Taymor, like I said, great carry to that left-hand side, but we'll see.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 coming up here from the 41-yard line. Trips to the bottom of your screen in this 4-receiver set for the Bears. White takes the snap, rolls out here, looks to throw it downfield, and it's intercepted. Stays on his feet, able to bring this back. Joplin needed that play, and they may be able to break this open if they have somebody with enough room to take it in for a Joplin touchdown. Brought all the way back by number 2, Terriel Johnson.
Terriel Johnson took that one off the ground, able, like I said, untouched, able to get up and run all the way about 50 yards on that interception. But just that pass just kind of got away from White just a little bit. Probably not the read that he wanted to go with initially, but kind of try to thread the needle to that open man, but just not able to get that ball to that receiver. Good interception again by Johnson, and great return as well.
Great situational awareness by Terriel Johnson to be able to grab the ball, and then he got it at the 49-yard line and took it all the way back to the house. He had a lane open up there at about the 30-yard line, able to make sure no Bear offensive players get around him, and he just dove and did a front flip into the end zone, and it's 6-0 with the extra point upcoming.
Right. Just not what you want if you're Coach Cox, and I'm definitely sure that's not what they drew up. But I said an unfortunate interception, just like at a very inopportune time, but great job by the Crusaders, able to create that return, and great job by those blockers. They were able to usher Johnson into that end zone.
And the Crew looking like they want to go for 2, but there was a timeout called on the field, it looks like. We'll take a quick timeout with him. 2-point conversion coming up here on the other side of this break. Joplin 6, OKC 0 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd-generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 49-yard pick six of Devin White by number 2, Terriel Johnson, 6:18 remaining before we go to halftime. And now we have what appears to be a 2-point conversion attempt. Joplin trying to play this aggressively, see if they can push this touchdown lead to 8-0.
Right, if Joplin can get up by 8, said put themselves in great position, especially, like I said, creating the control of this football game. Let's see what play call they go.
Lathmer in the backfield. Rolls out on his feet. Throws it. And no good. It's going to be broken up in the end zone, and it will be 6-0. But still, 49-yard interception return for a touchdown, and with 6:18 remaining, it is 6-0. We'll be back with more second quarter action. Crusaders up 6-0 on OKC, live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Three generations, one mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd-generation roofer you can trust.
So for those of you just joining us, Terriel Johnson, a 49-yard pick six of Devin White to put the Joplin Crusaders on top. They draw first blood, but missed the 2-point conversion attempt. It is 6-0 Joplin with 6:18 to go in this second quarter. Mike Stewart here, joined by Gordy Jones on color commentary.
Yes, sir.
Want to thank super producer Nate Davis, also working the camera here tonight, reunited from our days at Law Night.
No doubt. Nate Dogg in the house.
Roo-roo.
That's it. Good start, of course. With this ball game, had a defensive battle in our hands the first quarter, but now.
And a defensive touchdown. So it's neither offense has scored still.
Right.
So that just kind of tells you the kind of football game that we got going. And the weather's still extremely hot.
No doubt.
We're still at 93 degrees. I'm curious to see what the humidity might be outside, but the kickoff is underway.
Great kick there.
And it goes into the 1-yard line, and a great kickoff. OKC looking to run this back, gets past the 20-yard line, and will be down at the 21.
Great return, of course, after a little bit of Well, that was Conley right there on that one. I said good carry, of course, on that return. Played a little bit of tricks on him with that bounce. Almost caught him deep in the field.
So Bears have to recoup after that pick six, and Garrett Griffin not playing much here in this opening half. So I wonder if they may go to him now since White threw the pick six.
Right. I said usually we've seen that they kind of switch it up, between quarters or between quarterbacks. They switch it up quite a bit. Looks like Devin White will make his way back onto the ball field. But like you said, Mike, haven't really seen a lot of him this evening. Well, as I said, we'll see how Devin White does this possession. Like I said, he's done a really good job thus far on the ground, but just unable to find some of these receivers. Such talent with these Bears, but just trying to see if they can get clicking on the offensive end.
Trips to the bottom of your screen here. They still have White under center. They go with the carry here, trying to run it upfield and hit immediately in the backfield. Tackle made for Joplin by number 2 on the stop. That is Terriel Johnson, who just had the pick six. So he's everywhere.
He's not tired yet. He's ready to go. He's still ready to go. And great pursuit right there by Johnson, able to get these guys in that backfield. But what I'm seeing right now is that the Bears going to need some help on those blocking, especially from these receivers. If you're going to get this running back and get these guys into some space, you got to pursue and do better on that blocking end, and that's really going to help these guys out, try to move this ball.
So ball now at the 17-yard line, and like you mentioned to Kevin Gates there, he won't get tired. It's just one of them things where he's just able to fly all over the field. Right. And I think the humidity might help because it's only 55%. That may explain why this heat is bearable and doesn't feel like we're in Hades right now.
No doubt. Just a little bit of a breeze here.
So White, under pressure, looks to roll out, have 4 receivers set, trying to run up the field, gets around the 21-yard line before he gets driven out of bounds, close to the original line of scrimmage. But the Bears still have to find a way to get this offense clicking as they are still scoreless on this first half of gameplay.
All right, just good moves and good legs, of course, again by White, but just unable to go anywhere with that ball. And good job by the Crusaders defense being disciplined, but just nowhere for White to go on these rollouts. And I said just going to really need some help from some of these athletic receivers to try to help him get, this ball moving.
Clock ticking down inside 4:45 remaining here in this first half, and Bears hoping to get onto the scoreboard before they head to the locker room. Both defenses playing lights-out football here so far.
A lot of time left on that clock, Mike.
So 4 receivers set in the shotgun. Pressure coming on the edge here, throws it downfield, and is caught. We may have something here. Tries to juke the defender down past the 45-yard line. Excellent reception made there, and that's something that the Bears absolutely had to have, as the reception was made by number 5 for OKC, and that was Bama Coleman.
Great reception there by Bama Coleman, and an even better read, of course, by Devin White, the quarterback, just enough. Almost caught that edge of that defensive end, but able to get that ball out quickly. Find him on that edge, I said, on that sideline. Great job by Coleman.
Had to figure sooner rather than later this Bears offense was going to find a way to break this game open because with both of these teams, you see the excellent defense. You see the offense is trying to come alive here, and neither offense has scored yet. Again, it was that Terriel Johnson pick six from 49 yards out to put Joplin on the board for the first time for either team this evening. Run up the field down to the 41, and we are showing that I don't know if they're rolling it down or if they say it was a fumble.
Looks like the running back may have been down. Really didn't see what the referee called, but we may have an injury on the field at the moment. Looks like our running back came down a bit hard on that shoulder. Looks like they're going to call in some help here.
So while they call in some help, we'll be able to give you an update, but we're going to take a timeout to find out what's happening here. Joplin up 6-0 over OKC, 3:26 before we go to halftime. You're watching CMFL football live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Injured running back is number 6, Monte Thomas. I would expect to see a lot more Diaz McDonald here as the game progresses.
All right, that was a good carry, of course, by Thomas.
Immediately clutched his leg, though, and then that's where it looked like the Joplin defense thought was a fumble,
Exactly.
but it was he couldn't hold on to the ball because he had pain in his leg.
Right. So, luckily and unluckily for Thomas, but like I said, lucky for the Bears, able to kind of keep possession of this ball on their side of the field. We'll get an update on that later on.
So from the 41-yard line here.
Free play here,
trying to throw it downfield. And that one was caught out. It was caught out of bounds, so it's not going to count. But like you said, free play, got to do what you can, right?
Right. So it was almost close to being in bounds. Like I said, just enough.
Yeah, you could tell kind of on that one, he had 2 defenders there, and the receiver, and all of them were out of bounds kind of going out, so they weren't really paying attention to the sideline.
Had three Crusaders out there. I'm surprised that didn't get picked.
So offsides against Joplin will be a free 5 yards, and that should be enough to move the chain for a OKC first down. But you do have Monte Thomas on the sideline kind of laying down. They had to carry him off the field. So we hope whatever it is. Don't know if he'll be able to play the rest of the season. Just kind of looking at it initially and wouldn't want him to try to rush back on something
no doubt.
That is – again, both of these teams are going to be in the playoffs. This is the right to have a home playoff game, which can go a long way from securing potentially a 4th CMFL championship between these two teams.
No doubt.
There is a team that wears green out of Tulsa that will have something to say about that. But, between these two and Tulsa, could definitely see the championship going to any of those 3 teams.
Right. So just tight right now, and hopefully Thomas is going to be okay. Like I said later on, we'll see what that injury is, but hopefully it's nothing too serious. See if he can play this next ball game.
So they are walking this one off. It will be the change finally move for an OKC first down as a result of the offsides play. Clock moving down. We're at 3:03 remaining before we go to halftime, and Bears are ever so close to trying to get a score on offense for either team for the first time tonight.
There's a lot of time in between these plays, Mike, so getting a lot of rest and hopefully can get on the same page and stay consistent like they've been doing thus far. But Bears now find themselves in really good position scoring-wise to see if they can kind of create some points. I said they've been having to struggle so far, so let's see what Devin White can do here.
So from the 30-yard line, White gives it to his running back. Able to stay on his feet. Able to get a good gain there of about 6 or 7.
Nice carry.
The carry made by Tay Moore.
Great carry there by Tay Moore. I said big body, using those big legs to chunk his way over to the front. Like I said, get about 6 yards on that carry there, maybe 7.
So gain of 6 on that one, and the Bears are going to have this to where they're going to try to continue to move the ball as the clock continues to run down inside 3 minutes.
So a lot of time left.
At 2.5 remaining before we go to intermission. So if the Bears can get on the board here,
right.
Perfect timing right before you got to give the ball back to Joplin as they get the pigskin to start the second half.
Right. Got to be smart here. Got to be disciplined. Said pursue this play the right way.
Moore running out of the backfield. They're not trying to go 5 wide here with Devin White in an empty gun. They got 4 receivers toward the bottom. White looking to run, stays on his feet. Had a good idea, able to dodge 2 tackles, but not getting much out of that as he's down at the 21-yard line.
A lot of receivers in motion. Like I said, it looked like Devin White tried to create a little bit of misdirection on the call by Coach Griffin. I said just not really able to get that amount of yards that he probably planned on getting up that middle, but like I said, staying disciplined and trying to keep the ball in the middle of the field.
We're at the 2-minute warning. 1:59 remaining. Joplin up 6-0 before we go to halftime. We'll have the end of the first half on the other side of this break. This is CMFL football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
$1:59 remaining, coming out of the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Oklahoma Sports Network coverage of Central Midwest Football League action. And the biggest rivalry in the CMFL, OKC Bears versus Joplin Crusaders. We had a 49-yard pick six earlier in this quarter by number 2, Terriel Johnson.
Right.
2-point conversion, no good. And now OKC Bears are knocking at the door,
Trying to claw their way back in, Mike.
trying to get into that red zone and want to get further into the end zone. We'll see what happens here as this first half is set to come to a close.
Right. The Bears have been given, a really good amount of chances right now in this red zone area. Let's see if they can kind of capitalize on this great field position that they have here.
Receiver stack in a 4-wide set. They continue to run here. White able to get it down to around the 16-yard line.
Said almost able to get that first down now on that last carry. Good job by White.
Tonight's title sponsor, Next Level Roofing, 3rd-generation roofer that you can trust. Give them a call tonight or tomorrow at 405-252-9734.
Looks like we got Gary Griffin at the quarterback position for the first time this game. Like White will come out for a brief rest.
So Garrett Griffith, normally the starting quarterback. We did see him one play previously, but going to try to see what he'll be able to do to switch up the offense a little bit. 3-step drop, throws it, and he drops the ball as he was trying to run away with it. Bo Conway tried to get a jump on it, and it cost OKC.
It's kind of trying to catch the ball before and take off before he actually had possession. Unfortunate. As I said, that was just a great pass there by Griffith. Able to put that right in the belly of Coleman. It's unfortunate incompletion.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things where you do what you can, and OKC looking to really want to get in that end zone here as clock is ticking down with 1:27 remaining before we go to halftime.
I said definitely love the play call by Coach Griffith on that one as well. Said find that receiver in open space.
Griffith with Taymor in the backfield. Griffith throws downfield and throws a little bit too far. Pass falls incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Just a little bit too far. Griffith wants that pass interference, but the receiver was quite a bit out of bounds, so
can't really interfere with a pass, and there's no chance of catching it.
Not catching it. That's uncatchable.
So clock continues to move here, 1:22 remaining before we go to halftime. I want to thank everybody watching this CMFL contest. I know we're on Twitch, so I think this is our second game on Twitch. Used to be on X, made the switch over. Always on YouTube. Also on the Oklahoma Sports Network app.
That's pretty awesome.
Be sure to have the OSN app as we get ready to start high school football in September. You'll be able to see the Del City Eagles play right here at this beautiful Robert Kalsu Stadium.
No doubt.
Trips to the bottom of the screen here in a 4-receiver set. Griffith rolls out. Looks to get rid of it. Throws over to Mill, and it looks like he catches it at the 6-yard line.
Great.
Everett Davis in the reception.
Everett Davis there.
Love it.
Able to get a first down for OKC, continuing to knock on the door as they get into the red zone.
I mean, great job by Garrett Griffith, able to read that offense and, like I said, continue to keep his eyes downfield with that cross pass. I just love, like I said, the read right there by Griffith, able to get that ball out quickly.
Stack receiver said at the bottom of the screen. Throws, and that is almost intercepted. Intended for his target who had the ball. Bo Conway threw his arms up, and then the ball started going topsy-turvy.
Not really sure if Conway was actually ready for that reception. I think said as soon as he turned the ball, Griffith had already let that ball go. I said great read there by Griffith, just not really on the same page right there with the receiver.
Stops the clock at 46.9 seconds remaining, and the Bears would love to do nothing more than to be able to punch this in the end zone and give Legatron, David Goodson, the opportunity to put the Bears on top for the first time tonight.
No doubt. Seen some good play calls by the offensive coordinator, putting the Bears in great position, just not able to kind of capitalize on some of these possessions.
White back under center with Taymor at running back. White runs it, looks to run wide, can't get enough room. He stays on his feet. There is a flag that's being thrown, and we will see what the result of the penalty is.
We'll have an illegal block there.
And we have an injured Joplin Crusader down, so we will likely take a timeout as we get more information. We'll be back on the other side of this break. We do have 39 seconds remaining before we go to halftime. Joplin 6, OKC 0 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Three generations, one mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, third generation roofer you can trust.
"39 seconds remaining before we go to halftime intermission. Joplin Crusaders hanging on to a 6-0 lead over the Oklahoma Bears. Terry L. Johnson with that 49-yard interception pick six of Devin White earlier in this quarter. And we have a targeting penalty that has been confirmed against OKC on that last play. So Bears having it be ever so more difficult to try to get into this end zone here.
Right. Had great position to start with. But with that penalty, they're going to kind of move themselves back just a little bit more. Still in good position to score, but with the loss of down, Bears going to have to be really disciplined to see if they can kind of get this ball in the end zone area. Or, like I said, they decide to go ahead and go with the phenomenal kicker in Legatron.
So, ball was at the 16. They are moving it back to the 21-yard line. And the Bears will remain a four-receiver set this time. Tay Moore in the backfield, that running back with Devin White under center at quarterback. Snap taken. Three-step drop. Throws it over the middle, and to nobody in particular, that one is incomplete.
Just not enough arm behind that one. But, I mean, I love the read over there by White. Of course, reading the perfect receiver, just unable to get that ball out there to Johnny Randall. I'm sorry, that was Jaleel Ward out there at the receiver position.
So, this is one of those things where being aggressive can kind of bite you. And
Exactly.
Because you had an opportunity where you could have brought out Goodson, and there would have been another opportunity here. They have Goodson out on the field now.
Right. So just make it a little bit more difficult on the kicker. But like you said, had a great position to start off with. But
38-yard field goal opportunity coming up here.
Definitely.
They're rushing from the edge. The kick is up, and it's short, and it's no good. So with 29.6 seconds remaining, the wind just got a hold of that one, and there wasn't much that could be done there.
There's not a lot behind that one. Like I said, as far as power goes, just a little bit to the left, floated away. Like I said, wind just caught movement just right at that perfect time, unfortunately, for Goodson on that one. But unfortunately for the Bears, unable to get on the board, they'll still find themselves down 6-0.
So if you're Joplin, you got to be feeling pretty good pitching a first-half shutout against OKC. And if you're the Bears, you had your opportunities. It's just discipline from penalties and not really being able to take advantage. And the turnover definitely didn't help matters. But we still don't have an offensive touchdown in this game yet.
No, still not. Both, like I said, both offensive teams not struggling. Both teams doing a really good job of kind of moving the ball, but great job by both defensive sets, able to kind of keep both these teams at bay, Mike. But like you said, the Bears found themselves in great position on the offensive end. A couple of different times they've been on their side of the field where they wanted to be. Just really got to be disciplined and try to be consistent with some of these play calls. But the play calls have been good. It's just really going to take the execution by the players.
Lath Murr takes the ball. He gives it to his running back, able to get some yardage up to the 25-yard line, as that will be second down upcoming for the Crusaders. Number one with the carry for Joplin. That run was made by Quan Sanders. And we may have a timeout here, or we could be switching personnel as we are down to 23.3 seconds remaining. They take a timeout. We'll take a quick one, too. Joplin up 6-0 over the OKC Bears with time running out in this first half on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
So from the 25-yard line with 23.3 seconds remaining, Joplin Crusaders with the football and a 6-0 lead due to a defensive pick six. Murr takes the snap, gets rid of the football quickly, has his receiver run up, and will escape out of bounds. Charles West with the reception before he goes back to the sideline.
Just a little quick pass. Just trying to get that ball on the sidelines, trying to see if they can kind of protect this clock just a little bit, trying to inch their way down the field.
3rd and 3 for Joplin as we have 18.5 seconds remaining on the clock here. So Joplin would love nothing more than to be able to find a way to score. And if West gets open, I've seen it with my own 2 eyes a couple of miles away from here at PC North a couple of years ago.
He's got the skill set.
Yeah,
sure.
So he can definitely – he's went 99 on the Bears before.
Now keep this one on the ground. Nice carry there.
Gets it to the 30-yard line.
Going by Sanders.
And this clock is continuing to run down. That will be the final play, unless there was another timeout call. It looks like it got stopped. And, well, I thought it got stopped. They just continue to run it slow, but it is finally over here in the first half. Joplin Crusaders 6, OKC Bears 0. We will have second half action of this highly anticipated matchup, and I expect that there will be more scoring in the second half. We shall see. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Central Midwest Football League action between the Joplin Crusaders and the Oklahoma City Bears, live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
Three generations, one mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Three generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust. At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
So for those of you just joining us, you haven't missed much. It's been a defensive first half. There was in the second quarter a 49-yard interception of Devin White by number 2 Terry L. Johnson, and that is the lone score of the first half. Joplin Crusaders lead 6-0 over the Oklahoma Bears. Mike Stewart, Gordy Jones, Nate Davis running producer and camera here tonight, live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We want to thank everyone for watching in the Central Midwest Football League, all the fans around the league, and everybody that appreciates our broadcast. And our future with the Bears will determine upon the result of this game. If the Bears can find a way to come back and win tonight, we will be hosting the playoff game 1 week from tonight on the Oklahoma Sports Network. If the Crusaders win, the Bears will still go to the playoffs, but they'll do it on the road. Right. And that will conclude our broadcast at the end of this game.
Right. Like you say, huge stakes on the line for both teams right now. I said competitive first half, to say the least. Great job by both defenses. Like I said, staying disciplined. Like I said, a lot of good tackles, a lot of good coverage by the defensive backs. But like I said, just that return, able to break that game out and give this 6-0 lead. Oh!
So a grab there. Goodson.
This close, Mike.
Goodson kicked it perfectly.
Perfect.
But if you can't execute, and the Bears are known for executing on special teams, but again, still 91 degrees outside, even though it's just past 7:30 here in the Central Time Zone.
I mean, you couldn't get a better onside kick than that. I'm not sure if that was Conway who had that one in his possession, but we almost had two Bears that almost had control of that ball on that onside kick. But like I said, great job by that pursuit. Unable to come away with that one, but the Crusaders will find themselves with possession on this second half.
No offensive score of any kind.
Right.
No offensive score, no special team score.
Right.
At all in that first half.
No.
It was the 49-yard pick six by Terry L. Johnson.
Right.
And the Crew is out with a 4-receiver set this time. First drive starting of the second half. Able to get a couple yards on that run that is taken up the field by Quan Sanders.
Had another good carry there by Sanders. Just good, like I said, I love the way Sanders hits that hole. I said getting to it very quickly, able to get about 6 yards on that carry there. Kind of started off the same way in that first half. Let's see with the Crusaders if they can kind of keep some of that consistency going and see if they can get a better push on this offensive line.
So gain of 6 there. It's at the 34-yard line. They're going to have to get this to the 37. And looks like there may be enough room to bring it up the field and get that for a Joplin first down.
Right, another good patient carry there by Sanders. Again, reading the defense, able to kind of use that patience, able to use that sidestep move and get out and break over to that left inside of the field. I said another good carry by that running back.
So you have to wonder, with a lot of these guys playing two-way, how much longer it's going to take before the Heat finally makes a toll on this, because they've been playing extremely disciplined football on both sides. I mean, save for the pick six, which, that's no one on the field's fault. That was just a bad read by Devin White.
Like you said, Mike, the longer you stay on that field, I said the more fatigue that you're going to get throughout this ball game. They said we'll look towards that fourth quarter to see the results of this. But I said so far so good for both teams, but you can kind of see hands on hips. It is kind of taking a toll so far as the Heat goes.
West carries it to the 43 for a gain of 3. Second down and 7 yards to go for Joplin. Looking to build upon that defensive touchdown, see if they can't try to pursue a 2-score lead here over OKC.
Well, this will be the perfect answer to that first half for the Crusaders if they can get this ball in the end zone, putting them up by 2 scores, and that's definitely not something the Bears do not want.
So they fake it to West. The quarterback's able to run, maybe gets a yard or 2 on that. It's going to be down at the 43. They got to get this to the 49 here in order to keep the drive alive.
So far, Crusaders keeping this ball on the ground, try to see if they can tire out the Bears' defensive line just a little bit more. Like I said, the more they can, like you said before, Mike, the more they stay on the field, you're going to create that fatigue factor. But they're doing a good job, like I said, keeping possession, keeping this ball moving.
But keeping the threat open in a 4-receiver set in the shotgun. On the run there, tackled in the backfield, down at the 41-yard line.
It's a slight loss, maybe 1 yard loss on that play. They decided to kind of keep it in the hands of Sanders once more.
First man there for OKC, number 11, Rayshawn Fletcher, 5'9", 175 pounds.
Great tackle there by Fletcher, able to stop Sanders right dead in his tracks right there, Mike, and that's what it's really going to take.
So they're going to take a timeout. We'll take one with them. First timeout of the second half. Joplin up 6-0 over the Bears, live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and we do have 12:09 remaining in this third quarter. Fourth down, Joplin has their offense on the field. And they go with the pooch punt here by the quarterback. That's going to go down past the 10-yard line, and they try to keep it out of bounds, but he runs into the end zone. It looks like it's going to be a touchback for the Bears.
That was a great move and great job there by Johnson, able to kind of track that ball down, but even better call by the offensive coordinator, able to get that punt. Like I said, just unbeknownst to the Bears defense, just was not ready for it, but now they find themselves in perfect position with that possession.
So Joplin trying to challenge the call by the officiating crew, but he did run into the end zone.
Right.
So his momentum took him to where the Bears will get an advantage with a touchback, as it was originally going to be at maybe the 1 or 2 yard line, but is spotted at the 20.
Almost perfect right there. Almost had him on that 3 yard line, but like you said, just that momentum, able to carry him into that end zone for the touchback.
So Bears have to get going on offense to be able to do something. They would love to have the first offensive score of the game. Devin White in the backfield in the shotgun for OKC in a 3-receiver set.
The first attempt for the Bears at the 20-yard line.
Man in motion here. They fake the run. White's going to carry the football. Stays on his feet past the 25-yard line. Good enough for a gain of almost 6 yards.
That's good. Like I said, another good carry there by White. Able to kind of draw the defense off on that right side, try to kind of create some more space for himself on that left side. Able to get about maybe 4 or 5 yards on that carry.
So they are putting it at around 5.5 yards here, which will make it 2nd down and 4. Bears will need to get this to the 30-yard line. Trips at the bottom of your screen in a 4-receiver set. White with the snap, goes with the running game here, and looks like it may be enough to get to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot this. It is Adidas McDonald back in the game in his standard number 24, and they are moving those chains for an OKC first down.
First down again. Good carry there by White. Crusaders coming out again in this 4-3 defense. White able to find those gaps, staying behind that offensive line, able to kind of break free, finding those gaps, able to get that first down. So good carry.
So White for 6, McDonald's for 4, and is a first down at the 30 for OKC. You do have a 3-receiver stack formation at the bottom of your screen in a 4-receiver set. Takes the snap. They go back here. McDonald stays on his feet, gets past the 35-yard line, able to officially get it to the 36. So 2 consecutive plays by McDonald, 1 for 4, 1 for 6, and it is 2nd down and 4 again for OKC.
A great carry there by McDonald, using those strong legs again, breaking right up the middle of that defense. Instead, decided to go home with that stack receiver set, just kind of throwing those guys off on the defensive end just a little bit. Again, able to use that great pursuit up the middle. It's a great job by the offensive line, keeping that running back alive.
Once again, like we mentioned earlier, McDonald wearing number 26 last week when they wore the red uniforms against the Kansas Diamondbacks in honor of his former teammate, the late Joe Barker Jr., also known as JB. Takes the snap, goes back to McDonald here, and actually faked to McDonald as Devin White looks to run, trying to go past the defensive back. Stiff arms him, gets to the 39-yard line. Will be a yard shy of the first down marker.
Well, good job by White, staying on his feet. Using that strength to try to get as far as he could to that first down marker. Like you said, not quite at the first down line, but good carry again by the quarterback.
And they're going to give it to him anyway, so they do spot it at the 40-yard line. Looks like ball was able to cross the marker, and it is an OKC first down.
He got it. That's why you keep those legs churning.
So 9:20 and counting here in this third quarter. Bears just trying to find a way to get on the board after being shut out in that opening half.
I said both of these teams, they said seeing the strength in the running game, noticing the talent on the defensive end by both these teams. Like I said, keeping this ball on the ground, able to use the strength of offensive line to keep the ball moving.
Trips to the top of your screen. White takes the snap, throws it immediately. It's caught.
Perfect.
Gets down to the 47-yard line. Reception made by number 7 for the OKC Bears, Danny Knighton. And Danny Knighton had 2 touchdowns against Joplin 2 years ago at PC North. We know he can get on the scoreboard. It's just a matter of having to be able to find the right exploit in Joplin's defense.
No doubt. Hadn't had a lot of opportunities this evening, but we know Knighton is a great receiver, very athletic. And like I said, a lot of moves, but a great reception, great pitch and catch by him and Devin White.
3 yards to go. Quarterback has to run it because the running back was on the wrong side. There may be a gap opened up here, but able to escape the Joplin defense, gets a first down. So run one way, juke another, and get it on the Crusaders side of the football here, as it is a first down for the OKC Bears.
Well, great awareness, of course, by Devin White. Able to stay on his feet after the misread by the running back, able to find that soft spot in the defense, keeping those legs moving, keeping his feet downfield, and keeping those eyes downfield. Great athleticism showing, breaking free, and getting that first down.
Bears would love to keep up this momentum all the way into the end zone. They're at the 43-yard line. They've been able to milk this drive so far. Going to see if they can get the most of their opportunities here, as there is a 4-receiver formation with a stack at the bottom of your screen. Griffin, for the second time, doesn't know where his running back is, but he may get enough for the OKC first down as he crosses the 35-yard line.
Yeah, just another broken play, Mike. Like I said, just able to get just broken enough to get Griffith out on that edge. Probably get another first down. I said a little bit short right there. Maybe went out of bounds just a little bit too quickly. But like you said, just trying to get on the same page with his running backs and receivers as he's entering the ball game, taking over for Devin White. Doing a good job on that carry.
So from the 35-yard line, they can get this to the 34 to move the chains. Bears would love to get on the board for the first offensive touchdown of the game, as we are under 7 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Trips at the bottom of your screen in a 4-receiver set. Takes the snap, throws it. It's caught. Well, it looked like it was caught, and then he just had the turf monster fumble it.
Right.
Intended for Jaleel Ward. Pass falls incomplete.
Ward, you got to bring that one in. You got to help your quarterback out. I said the pass could have been a little bit higher, kind of catching that that receiver in momentum. But the ball was there. Got to make that reception. Got to put yourself in position. But they're still in really good position right now. See if they can get and capitalize on this first down.
Clock at 6:15 remaining in this third quarter. They go trips again in this 4-receiver set on the home sideline. They go to Taymor. Taymor carries it for a Bears first down inside the 30-yard line. He'll get a gain of 5 out of that, and will continue to move the chains as the Bears are looking to salt away the clock and want to punch this in as they are 10 yards away from the red zone.
If I need 2 yards to go to a first down, I'm going to Taymor. I said a big body, big legs on that running back right there, and just somebody that you really don't even want to get in front of. Just a great, tough run right there by Moore, able to get that first down.
And Moore, a great third down back, able to get explosive yardage in those short yardage situations. He is someone that you want to be able to get that yard for as we approach 5.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Bears looking to just run it away. They see the positivity that they're getting against this Joplin defense and want to salt this away with a score at the end.
Doing a good job so far breaking this defensive line down.
3-step drop, throws it all the way downfield, open receiver, and there's a flag being thrown that will likely be pass interference.
We got a little bit of a tangle up between the receiver and the defensive back.
Intended for Danny Knighton. He was open. So that looks like it's going to be DPI, and the Bears can feast on it now.
No doubt, no doubt. That will definitely be a defensive pass interference. I know Knighton wanted that touchdown, but like I said, great job by getting himself open to at least be able to draw that penalty. So great job by both him and the quarterback.
Clock ticking down, 5:11 remaining in this third quarter, and the Bears with their best opportunity to get a score tonight. 1 touchdown and a David Goodson field goal away from taking their first lead of the game if they can score for the first time for either team on the offensive side of the football.
No doubt.
Would expect Devin White here in a short yardage situation and probably have Taymor lined up in the backfield. As I predicted, they have an extra blocker in the backfield. White takes it, runs it, looks like he's in. Bear down, OKC. That is a touchdown, Oklahoma Bears.
Easy money, Mike, easy money.
Devin White just able to follow his blockers, and we have the first touchdown of the game with 4:51 remaining in the third quarter for either offense.
Well, sometimes, even though they had a lot of skill shown on, especially, like I said, a lot of discipline and a great drive by the Bears, sometimes it takes a little bit of luck. With that pass interference call, puts the Bears right in position to go ahead and march Devin White in for the score. Now they've put themselves in perfect position to take this lead and find themselves ahead in this ball game.
Legatron, 1 extra point away from him for David Goodson to put OKC on top for the first time this evening.
Said how the tables have turned. immediately.
Critical extra point for the Bears, though, as they need Goodson to be able to follow through after he had missed the 39-yarder from earlier.
Right. Big extra point here by Goodson.
Ball down, pressure, and a block! Big pressure by Joplin, and they're looking to run this one all the way back. Bears are in pursuit, but there is an open lane here. And Joplin scores on the extra point. 2 points for Joplin as we have 4:51 remaining in this third quarter. First offensive touchdown of the night, but Joplin able to capitalize and maintain their lead by 2 points. It's 8-6 Crusaders. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network, you see head football coach Kevin Koch for the OKC Bears at the 47-yard line, and he's rather perturbed, but the blocked extra point for a score is going to stand. It will be 8-6 Joplin, and that will leave 4:51 remaining on the clock here as the Crusaders are expecting the kickoff as they were able to maintain their lead. Not only were they able to block it, but able to get a score out of it.
Right.
And when you thought the Bears were going to be able to finally take their first lead of the night on the first touchdown from either offense, special teams strikes again.
Still find themselves, like I said, in that position down now by a couple of scores, like I said, just by 2 points, but found themselves in perfect position at the time, Mike. Just an unfortunate block right there for the Bears, but great pursuit by the Crusaders defense, and, of course, great return. I said that's why you kind of stay disciplined, staying on the ball and staying consistent. Gets them in the end zone.
So Bears will be able to kick this off from the 40-yard line, probably as a result of what happened with, there was a penalty flag that was thrown after the blocked PAT for a score. Right now the scoreboard is showing 8-6 in favor of Joplin. And we have the ref still debating this one, so don't know what else could be going on here. We did run some extra breaks during the stoppage because we know that this can be a pivotal point of the football game given what happened.
Right.
So now they're taking the points off. And again, Gordy Jones, welcome to the wacky, wonderful world of semi-pro.
I mean, you got to stay on your toes in moments like this. And, we'll hear that explanation later exactly what, happened on that pursuit. But obviously there was a player that was out of position. There might have been an official who called that play down during that moment. No, like I said, we're not really sure and clear exactly what happened. But now we got a top ball game on our hands. And like I said, we'll see what the Bears are able to do, with this opportunity now that they have, like I said, this lead kind of tied up. So like I said, both these teams in control. You got a 0-0 ball game, even though we're at 6-6. Like I said, we'll see what happens.
Terrio Johnson with the 49-yard interception return. Devin White with the 1-yard touchdown run. And we are deadlocked at 6-6. No one able to score on either extra point attempt. And one thing I will tell you that I was not expecting through 2.5 quarters was a low-scoring football game.
True. Both of these high-powered offenses, like I said, they usually put a lot of points on the board, so we're used to seeing them score. We're used to seeing them taking advantage of all their possessions, but this time, like I said, you got good defenses on both sides. So like I said, they're not really giving up anything, and they're being very tight-lipped. That's really what you want to see in a good ball game like this.
From the 23-yard line, returns this down to around the 27-yard line. And that's where the Joplin Crusaders will take over first down and 10 with 4:45 remaining in this third quarter. So it is a brand new ball game, partner. It's one of those things where Joplin has yet to score on offense. Not saying that they won't, because like I said, usually when one touchdown is scored, it can pop the cork on what can be a scoring frenzy, and we'll see if that is indeed the case here.
Definitely. Well, we know they got the talent. We know both teams possess the talent that they need to, get in the end zone. Joplin's started off, like I said, good. Have some really good runs, some really good possessions. But like I said, once they've kind of reached some of those later ends of those downs, they're just unable to kind of capitalize on some of these first downs and able to put some points on the board, giving the defense, like I said, a good chance to get that ball back. Same thing for, the Bears on the offensive end. Like I said, we've seen them get all the way down to the end zone and just not being able to capitalize on that extra point. But, like I said, if both of these teams can kind of stay disciplined and do what they've been doing and kind of continue to chip away, then maybe they'd be able to move this ball a little bit more closer to the end zone and get some points.
On the line is a home playoff game scheduled for next Saturday night. The winner will get it. And on that run, looks like it's a loss of a couple yards there.
All right.
Second down and 12 upcoming. This Bear defense trying to remain strong as the clock ticks down inside 4.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Well, this is where we get, and you talked about it earlier, Mike. This is the point of the game that you get to where you kind of started to notice some of the fatigue in both of these teams. And like I said, you'll notice as we kind of continue on with this ball game, the pursuit will be a little bit different. Like I said, let's see who can actually bear down and who can actually buckle down on both of these ends and see if they can use some of this toughness to try to see if they can turn this ball game.
Second down and 13 from the 26. 4 receiver set for Joplin. They fumble the football here. The Bears, so the thing is, when they were playing the Diamondbacks last week, I know you probably caught a little bit of the game even though you weren't here. Mm-hmm. The Bears were stacking 5 to 7 or 8 players in the box.
Right.
If they'd have done what they did to Kansas there, it would have been OKC ball. But you can't do that against Joplin because if you try to play them dishonest, they'll burn you over the air for 60 yards.
No doubt. Like you say, against certain teams where they're kind of one-dimensional. Like I said last week, Diamondbacks, like I said, have actually ran the ball, especially in the first half, ran the ball quite a bit up the middle. Like I said, just kind of made it easier for the defensive on the Bears to stop. But like you say, you want to be disciplined, but they're doing a really good job. But you can, like I said before, see the fatigue factor actually setting in with these Crusaders. Let's see if they can break something out.
15 yards to go. There's going to be a sack in the backfield. He gets rid of it in time and able to get some yardage here down to the 42. So from almost being sacked to an excellent reception being made there by Daquan Johnson, 6'2", 170-pound wide receiver.
Right. Another injury, unfortunately, but good-looking receiver in Daquan Johnson, able to bring that reception in, getting that first down, but good read by the quarterback, able to find Johnson across that middle. We'll take a little Short break here.
We'll take a short break after the first down by Daquan Johnson. Be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
A.J. Burton was the injured Bear, able to get off the field in his own power, which is always good news. 1st and 10, Joplin after that reception by Daquan Johnson. And a run right up the middle and able to break tackles, gets down to the 41-yard line. Woo! Excellent run there made by number 1. And that was the big carry by Quan Sanders to get it in Bear territory.
Another carry by Sanders. I mean, like I said, just almost looked like he was shot out of a cannon going up that middle. Great stop by the defensive back.
Under pressure, and it gets thrown out of bounds. Of course, we did see on 2 plays ago where it looked like Murr was about to get sacked and was able to throw that beautiful play to Johnson to get that first down. 2nd down upcoming here for Joplin as they continue to hold on to the ball as the clock continues to run. 2:05 remaining in this 3rd quarter.
Said Murr just doing a good job, able to get rid of that ball quickly, using that quick release of his. I said keeping him out of the danger zone, but right now Crusaders find themselves in great position.
So it should be 2nd down, but they didn't change it on the sticks. Quarterback is running. That's actually Charles West. He gets hit at around the 40-yard line. Looks like he got knocked in to around the 39-yard line.
Man, just a little bit of yards on that carry. Number 53, Malik Ward, able to get in that backfield, able to kind of slow him down just a little bit, but still able to get just a couple of yards. But good job by the Bears defense.
Another injury timeout with under 90 seconds remaining. We'll be right back on the other side of when this is wrapped up. Tied at 6, Joplin Crusaders and Oklahoma Bears, 2026 edition on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
The injured Crusader, number 67, Deontay Wade, 325-pound offensive lineman. You got to have your OLs to be able to be successful in this league.
Yes, sir, no doubt. Got to have them. Those are your workhorses. Those are your backbone of your offense, of course. And hopefully he recovers pretty quickly.
3rd down, 9 yards to go. Joplin can get this to the 31-yard line to maintain their drive in a 4-receiver set. Quarterback 3-step drop rolls out, runs up to the front, and he's trying to get enough. He will be about 4 to 5 yards short as 4th down approaches.
That was a good carry there by Murr, the quarterback, trying to, like I said, just break free, just find any open space, just unable to find anything. So just great job by the defense by closing that gap very quickly by the Bears.
So from the 37-yard line, they got to get 6 yards here in order to keep the drive alive. The Bears would love nothing more than to keep them held on an offensive shutout here.
Right. It's been a hard-fought battle. I mean, so far in this second half, of course, but now in this 3rd quarter, both of these teams kind of struggling just to, even get in great position. But like I said, just a great job by both defenses, staying very disciplined. We'll see if the Crusaders can pursue.
They go 5 wide, but it looks like it was a penalty Free play here thrown downfield. And we're going to see how they call this. Was it a offsides or was it a false start here? You had about 3 Bears come off that line.
Very confusing right now. We'll see what the call is by the referees, but I said to call that ball dead by that referee, you had to have seen something. So we'll see if this is a false start.
You got coaching staff from Joplin on the sideline. They're around the 31, 32-yard line.
Right.
Correction, they're closer to the 40, so it's like at the 36 where they're at discussing this. Coach Cox is at the 36.
Right. Definitely need an explanation on this call.
Offsides against the Bears.
So offsides against OKC, 5-yard penalty, and the quarterback Murr doing a successful job of being able to draw the Bears off. But still,
right.
4th down and short, not enough. But the Bears have to stay disciplined here and have to find a way to come up with a stop.
Exactly. Murray able to get all the defensive line to jump off sides on that one. Said lucky for them, they called a dead ball, but we'll see what kind of play call the Crusaders decide to go with here.
4th and short, Murray in the backfield. And then there's another whistle.
That's just a discipline issue right there, Mike.
Yeah, because if this is on OKC again, I would imagine there's going to be a mighty tongue lashing on the first practice after this game.
And it looks like they will call a false start. Maybe a little quick snap by the center. Usually when you try to go with that hurry-up offense, it's usually on the center. He may have moved that ball or may have just get a slight jump just too quickly. But good for the Bears on this one.
OKC getting some oxygen back, being able to have this ball back at the original line of scrimmage from 2 plays ago at the 37.
It'll be 4th and 6.
So 20.2 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 4th down and 6 for Joplin. Game deadlocked at 6 live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 5 wide receiver set. Trips to the top of your screen. Leif, 3-step drop, runs it up. He's going to get enough for the first down. There's a penalty flag, and he gets tackled out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Let's see what the call is, but usually on this side of the field you may have a holding penalty. We'll see. Not really sure. Looks like the quarterback's motion towards call maybe on the Bears.
So there's a dispute. You had the officiating crew right at the 30-yard line. Hands to the face, illegal hands to the face against the Bears.
Well, it's just unfortunate there. Said Bears found themselves in perfect position, but now just giving a bailout play here to the Crusaders, able to give them this penalty. This will give them an automatic first down and great field position as well.
So Crusaders driving, 2 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Hands to the face against the Bears. An automatic first down.
So spot of the ball will be just outside the red zone. Right on the red zone at the 20-yard line.
We're starting to see at the point in this ball game, Mike, that some of these penalties can be very detrimental, to the results of this game. And like I said, if you're, either one of these teams, you want to try to stay as disciplined as possible. Penalties happen and, things happen. But if you have any control of this ball game, you really got to do your best to try to stay disciplined and not make these mistakes.
So they go to the running game here, and that would be the final play of the third quarter. So Joplin Crusaders 6.
Right.
OKC Bears 6.
Yes, sir.
Game of the year is living up to its billing. We will have the fourth quarter of the game between the final last 3 CMFL champions. We will see who takes this one with a spot of a home playoff game on the line next week, live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Oh, yeah.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Fourth quarter sponsor is Black Bear Diner. Since 1995, guests have enjoyed an all-day menu of classic American home-style food in the comfort of a relaxed, family-friendly local diner. Perfect for family, friends, teams, and community gatherings. Don't forget about book night either. Black Bear Diner, 1 visit and you will be hooked. 3 locations in the state of Oklahoma, 1 in Tulsa, 1 in Oklahoma City, and 1 in Moore. They got that $10.99 breakfast that they've been advertising during the game tonight.
That sounds good.
And they have great portions, so great for big boys like me.
No doubt.
So from the 18-yard line, you have Murr under center. You do have Joplin in the 4-receiver set, looking to break this 6-6 deadlock as we enter this final quarter of what has been an outstanding game, mainly from a defensive standpoint.
Right. I mean, you can't ask for a better ball game at the end of the season. Now we see him going to the air.
Goes for it.
Yeah, we got a pass interference for sure.
Pass incomplete. There's a flag looking like it could be PI against the Bears. And if it is, then Joplin will have an opportunity to retake this lead.
Crutchfield, I mean, that was a great route run by Crutchfield. It was a good coverage there by the receiver, just right up until the end. That defensive back just kind of held onto that jersey just a little bit too long, but great read by Murr on that one, able to find that receiver in the corner. But, like I said, unfortunate pass interference. That'll go against the Bears now, putting the Crusaders in phenomenal field position.
Tyrese Douglas with the PI that brings it to where Joplin will be knocking on the door, hoping to get their first offensive score on the night. Remember, it was a 49-yard pick six in the second quarter,
right,
which had them break the scoreless deadlock to take the first lead of the game.
Right.
Ball at the 1-yard line here, and 14:53 remaining, just one play down in this fourth quarter.
So now in this T formation here, a lot of play calls to choose from here for the Crusaders.
They go with the run, goes in the backfield, loses yards, so great defensive pursuit by Oklahoma Bears. Run made there by number 1, Quan Sanders, just didn't have any room to wiggle.
I mean, like you said, Mike, just no room to know where to go there for Sanders. Trying to use that athleticism to try to see if he can create some space and move his way closer to that goal line. But great pursuit by the Bears, able to stop him in the backfield for that loss. And like I said, that's the perfect opportunity for them to see if they can kind of create a turnover or put them, put the Crusaders, in worse scoring position.
So 2nd and goal, ball's going to be from the 7-yard line here. Loss of 6 there. You got Charles West to the bottom of the formation here. He of the red cleats and the Nike hand warmer.
Like I said, Murr's made a lot of great reads in this red zone area. Look for him to try to utilize some of these receivers. We'll have a false start here.
So whistle blown dead. Timeout is on the field. Timeout looks to go to Joplin, and we will take one with them. 13:46 remaining in regulation. Joplin Crusaders and Oklahoma Bears tied at 6 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
We got a 6-6 game in the early stages of the fourth quarter. Joplin trying to get their first offensive touchdown of the evening. Mike Stewart, Gordy Jones, Nate Davis on producer, runs up the middle and is brought down at the 3-yard line. They go back to the breadbasket with their running back number 1, Quan Sanders.
Right. That's a great read, of course. Again, by Murr, able to get that ball to Sanders. And, of course, Sanders, he's been hitting this hole, like a bat out of heck. And he's, as I said, using that offensive, pursuit and using that athleticism to hit that hole hard. I said catching the Bears, the defensive line just off guard just a little bit.
So like a bat from the ninth circle of Hades, if you will.
Right.
So 3rd and goal from what appears to be the 3-yard line. So Bears hoping to get a goal line stand here to keep the deadlock the way that it is right now. Joplin would have a fantastic opportune time to get their first score on the offensive side of things all game. Takes the ball. They go with the running back, and it looks like they have him stopped at the 3-yard line, maybe loses a yard. It'll be 4th and goal from the 3.
Right, decided to go with number 26, try to go with a little bit more of a power back on that set, but said just not quick enough to kind of break through that defensive line. Defensive line able to close that gap just quick enough, stopping the Crusaders right there, maybe on the 2 line.
Shaq Menace with the carry. Wanted to be a menace and wreak havoc here on this home game for the Bears, but
right.
4th and goal, critical play upcoming for both teams here.
Good size on that guy, number 26, for sure.
Rolls out, throws it downfield, wide open, touchdown!
Catching the defensive backs asleep. Great job and great read right there by Murray, able to find Johnson wide open.
Daquan Johnson able to get the first offensive touchdown for the Joplin Crusaders. And tonight's game, 12:13 remaining in regulation.
It's just a nice route ran there by Johnson, able to kind of sneak behind the backs of the defense right there, catching those defensive backs. Like I said, just to sleep just a little bit, finding the back at the end zone. Murray able to find that receiver and get that ball out quickly.
Joplin going for 2, trying to make this an 8-point game. Shaq Menace in the backfield. 3-step drop, rolls out here, looking for an open target. Throws it, and it fumbles out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. So 12-6, Joplin with the lead over OKC. 12-13 remaining in the 4th quarter. Bears get the ball back on the other side of this break. This is CMFL action on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
Three-yard touchdown pass from Leif Murray to Daquan Johnson puts the Joplin Crusaders back on top with their first offensive score of the game in the 4th quarter. Also want to thank our 4th quarter sponsor, Black Bear Diner, with 3 locations, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and in more. Kickoff underway here, 12:13 remaining in regulation. Not much of a return there, being dropped at the 31-yard line. So Bears have to be able to try to get back on and see if they can match Joplin's energy there and get another offensive touchdown of their own.
Right. So like I said, they've done a good job so far this second half, Mike, able to, like you said, use some of these possessions, able to march in the end zone. Like I said, 2 offensive touchdowns, but like I said, right now, Crusaders do have the lead, able to kind of take that lead back after, a brief tie-up, but like I said, plenty of time left in this ball game. Plenty of time for the Bears to kind of get off to where they left off. Like I said, let's see if they can continue to move this ball forward and try to put some more points on this board and tie this ball game up. Great guy. I'm going to say great game so far.
So great game and low-scoring game, but both teams have really wanted it here as we are at the 12:07 mark remaining In regulation, Crusaders looking to hold on to this touchdown so they can get a home game next week. If the Bears find a way to end up on the upside by the end of tonight, we will be having a home playoff game in the CMFL next Saturday night live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Which would be awesome. Hopefully we can be there and be there for you guys. But like I said, right now the Bears got to do what they can on the field to try to get this lead back. Like I said, they have plenty of offensive firepower. Let's see if they can utilize it, and let's see if they can get some good play calls.
Devin White in the backfield on a 3-receiver set. Running back is Tay Moore in the backfield. From the 31-yard line. Takes the snap, stays on his feet, has some running room on the outside, able to get it to the 39-yard line before he goes out of bounds.
This great read again by White. Breaking out to that left side of the field, finding the open space. Almost got a first down, maybe 1 yard shy of that.
So 9-yard carry on that first down. Got it to the 40, but the sticks was at the 31, so they got to get 1 more yard to be able to keep this drive alive.
Well, I say it's crunch time right now, and it's really going to take the leadership of Devin White to try to see if he can lead these Bears into the end zone. Well, like I said, it is on the back of the quarterback, and we'll see what the Bears can do here.
White with Tay Moore in the background, 3 receivers set here. Takes the snap, runs it right up the middle, going to get the first down, and Moore spins out of it, stays on his feet, crosses into the 50-yard line of the Joplin territory, and gets knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Great run and great carry by White, breaking about 3 or 4 tackles on that one, Mike. Like I said, just great pursuit. You can see, like I said, again, the fatigue factor kind of setting in with the Crusaders, but just a great, gritty, tough run right there by Devin White.
So ball is at the 44-yard line. Bears continuing to go with what works. It's what got them their offensive touchdown in the first place in the third quarter.
No doubt.
As White punched one in from 1 yard out to get their first score on the scoreboard.
Right. Well, if they find themselves where they need to be on their side of the football field, now they're putting the pressure on the Crusaders. So like I said, they've put a lot of pressure on that defensive line thus far. Let's see if they can continue what they've been doing so far.
So they continue to go with White and Moore in the backfield. 3 receivers set this time. Takes the snap, gives it to Tay Moore. Tay Moore burst into the Joplin side of the field, and he gets it down to around the 42-yard line. Gain of a couple on that one. 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
Said again, Tay Moore using that big body. Said to kind of clog up that offensive line. If we get a couple yards, helping the Bears out just a little bit. Again, Mike, like I said, just saying defense. I'm saying discipline on this line. Trying to see if they can get some defenses just off guard just a little bit.
Clock under 10 minutes remaining here in regulation. Bears down 6, hoping to cut into Joplin's lead one more time as we have the same formation that brought them to the dance here. Takes the snap. 3-step drop, throws it downfield, and that one just not in a good coverage area. Danny Knighton wanting to get a signal of a penalty of some sort, but he won't get it. As the Bears are just trying to see what they can do with 3rd down upcoming, this clock continues to tick down inside 9 minutes remaining in regulation.
Nice read by Wright, just unable to get it there quite fully, but good job by that defensive back, able to break that pass up.
So from the 42, the Bears have to get this to the 34 in order to keep this drive alive here. Still going now with a 4-receiver set.
See Griffith coming in the ball game, taking over for White on this down.
Tay Moore still the running back in the backfield for the Bears. Griffith takes a snap. Goes full 5-step drop. Looks to throw it downfield. Looking to get a target. Oh, he got it! Bear down, OKC! Touchdown! Oklahoma Bears!
Garrett Griffith coming in the ball game, putting that ball in the air. Just a pretty ball and an even better reception. Look at that.
Bama Coleman gets the touchdown pass in a play that the OKC Bears absolutely have to have. And they deadlock the game here with 8:22, and we're going to see if Legatron will finally be able to get a score here.
Bama Coleman showing this elusive speed. I said able to get every inch out of that possession right there, stretching those arms out just enough to catch that ball on the fingertips. Great pass by Griffin and an even better reception right there by Bama.
42-yard touchdown pass, and Legatron would like nothing more than to get his first score of the night to put OKC on top here.
Great play call right there by the offensive coordinator. Switching up quarterbacks, just caught those defensive backs off guard.
Ball's down. Kick is up, and finally Goodson gets on the board, and finally the Oklahoma Bears are on the high side. 13-12, Bears take their first lead of the game. 8:22 remaining in regulation. We'll be back with more CMFL action live on the Oklahoma Sports Network in just a moment.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
.42-yard touchdown pass from Garrett Griffith to the Morris Bama Coleman as OKC gets Legatron to get his first extra point of the night. 13-12 Bears lead Joplin. Our 4-part responder is Black Bear Diner with 3 locations in the state of Oklahoma. 3015 West Memorial Road in Oklahoma City. 920 Southwest 25th Street in Moore, and 9026 East 71st Street in Tulsa. Be sure to go visit them today for some of the biggest breakfast portions that I've ever seen from a chain restaurant in my life.
Great portions. I mean, just like we see in this, second half, we have great portions, of offensive firepower and defensive firepower. Like I said, like we see from both teams. And we'll see this tackle on this return here.
Returns to the 17 from out of the end zone. Joplin will take over, experiencing something that they haven't seen tonight, which is a deficit. And there is an injury timeout, and the heat is continuing to take its toll. We'll take a quick timeout with them. Bears up 13-12 over Joplin. 4th quarter action on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Come on down to Black Bear Diner for Cubs Book Night. Starting at 6 p.m., a meet and greet with biscuits and make new friends. Cubs Book Night is a place to be your own Cub Bear. Interactive story time, coloring, balloons, food, and more. Story time comes alive with an animated version of your favorite story. Remember, the 3rd Friday of every month starting at 6 p.m., located at Black Bear Diner, 3015 West Memorial Road, Oklahoma City. Visit any of our Oklahoma locations, Quail Springs, Moore, or Tulsa.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Oklahoma Bears 13, Joplin Crusaders 12. 8:16 remaining here in regulation. Deontay Crutchfield was the injured Joplin Crusader. Looks like he has leg rolled up under him as he's getting tackled.
That's right, unfortunate injury there for Crutchfield. Somebody that they've definitely utilized during this ball game. Let's see if the Crusaders kind of get back to what they have done before, trying to move this ball.
Going back to the running game here and not much doing on that one. Able to get it back to the 19-yard line. Ball was carried by number 1, Quan Sanders.
One thing positive right now for the Bears, Mike, they've been doing a really good job on their defensive pursuit. Able to, like I said, not really give up any big plays to the Crusaders. But, like I said, if they can kind of create another turnover on this defensive end, they can find themselves in great position to finish out this ball game. Plenty of time left on the clock, so they got to be disciplined. But, like I said, they've done a good job in stopping the run game by the Crusaders so far.
Well, and another thing positive for the Bears is that scoreboard right now after trailing for 3 quarters. You
Right.
don't want to get that up either.
Exactly.
Throws it immediately. Ball is caught. Looking to get some room out here. Going to lose yardage on this one. A den of Bears there just looking to make the tackle. Target was made by number 8 on the reception. That was going to be Jamari Adams, 6'3", 205 pounds. Not going there too much with it, though, when he got 4 defenders sicked upon it.
Like I said, they've just done a good job on their pursuit, using that athleticism and using that quickness, creating this, like I said, about 5 yards on that loss right there, making it, like I said, even harder for the Crusaders to capitalize on this first down.
So ball is now at the 13-yard line. They have to get this to the 28-yard line. So it's 15 yards to go on 3rd down. Leif takes the ball. He's under pressure immediately. Almost gets sacked, but is able to roll out of it. Throws downfield. Caught, made by Charles West. Stays on his feet. Able to roll out of bounds close to the 30-yard line. Doesn't look like he would have enough for the first down.
He's close, Mike.
He's close, and they're going to move the chain. So he did cross enough to get Joplin a fresh set of plays here.
I mean, just good job by the quarterback, Murray, able to make his way on that bootleg out and get that ball out of his hands to that receiver. But, like I said, just an unfortunate missed tackle, able to break away and just get just enough yards, giving the Crusaders that first down, keeping them alive.
Leif Murray able to take that ball, get it to Charles West. Like I said, Charles West has scored a 99-yard touchdown reception in this rivalry within the last 3 years.
Right, got to watch that guy.
QB looking for room, tries to throw it, gets it downfield.
That's
Is that an
interception?
And the Bears take over on Joplin's side of the field.
That's exactly what you need in a situation like that. Great job and great interception.
Tremendous defensive play by the Oklahoma Bears, and they're able to secure their 1-point lead and hope to expand on that here in the mid stages of the 4th quarter.
Trying to see exactly who that was. Couldn't tell if that was Tyrese Douglas with the grab on that one, but I mean, what a great and a timely interception, to say the least.
Well, they're giving the props in the celebration to number 10 for the Oklahoma Bears, which, if that was the case, would have been going to Douglas. So, yes, after Douglas had the situation there with the pass interference, it has to feel good to be able to get the ball back for his team here in a game in which a home playoff game is on the line for next Saturday night.
A little poetic justice right there, if you will, Mike. Able to get that interception, creating that turnover at the perfect time for the Bears, able to put them in position. Right now, we have Murr kind of slow getting off the field as well.
And if you're the Bears, the best thing you can do, you got 5:51 remaining. You have to do what brought you to the dance on both touchdowns.
That's it.
That's salting away the clock and trying to take advantage of the opportunities and not trying to force the big play.
No doubt, no doubt.
The big play to Bama Coleman from 42 yards out kind of developed after they were able to get several first downs on that last scoring drive. So when they went downfield with Griffith, it kind of put Joplin's defense at an unrested level because they were pursuing so many men on this side of the football, not expecting a pass.
Exactly. Loaded up on that side of the ball. And, of course, great pursuit by the defensive backs, able to keep those eyes on the field and keep those eyes on the quarterback. So they find themselves in great position to get this ball back.
From the 46, 1-point lead, 13-12. Bears would love nothing more than to have an insurance touchdown with under 6 minutes remaining. Devin White back in the game. They give the ball to Taymor. Taymor has a lane. Taymor stays on his feet. He gets hit at the 40. Get about 7 to 8 yards there, which will make it a second down short situation coming up.
Perfect, tough run right there by Moore. Great feet work. Of course, you see the legs churning. But like I said, just great move right there by Moore, putting them guys, I said, putting the Bears on that side of the field, putting themselves in perfect position.
Bears looking to snap this ball at around the 5-minute mark here on second down. Right at the 40-yard line, so officially a gain of 6, second down and 4 to come. And again, the Bears just doing what they've been doing all night on their 2 scoring drives.
Right. Now all you got to do is just burn a little time off the clock. Don't be really in too much of a rush. Once you get this first down, have plenty of time to run some time off this clock.
Moore and White in the backfield for Oklahoma City. Joplin with their 4 down defensive linemen. They go back to Moore. Moore looks to run on the outside. Enough for the OKC first down, it looks like, as he crosses the 36-yard line. Has his helmet taken off. Looks like he may be coming out for a play.
Oh, yes. It's another tough run by Moore. Just hard to bring down. Like I said, lose his helmet on that one. Have to come out of the ball game just for a quick spell. But like I said, just great pursuit, great push there by the offensive line from the Oklahoma Bears with this first down.
So from the 36-yard line, you do see the chains being moved on the far side of the field where the Crusaders are at on their sideline.
Right. So now this is the moment. Like I said, don't be in too much of a rush. Make sure you're disciplined on the offensive end, especially on the offensive line. Be protective of that ball, and you'll find yourselves winning this ball game.
Inside of 4 minutes remaining here, and all the Bears got to do is protect the football while trying to gain positive yardage. Adidas McDonald into the game at running back. White fakes it to McDonald. Runs behind his defender. Stays on his feet.
Okay.
Devin White into the red zone.
What a run right there by Devin White on the keeper. Kind of caught us off guard a little bit up here, Mike.
Looks like he gave it to Adidas, but Adidas served as the extra blocker on that play.
Right. Great read by that quarterback and able to hide behind Adidas on that block. Like I said, so good, right? I'll say just good read and good ride right there by Devin White. I mean, like I said, phenomenal carry, and like I said, even better position now for the Bears.
From the 17-yard line, the Bears are just trying to salt away as much clock as possible, looking to snap this ball inside 3 minutes remaining. Taking their time here coming out of the huddle as we hit the 3-minute mark. Staying tight in that I formation with a couple of receivers in a stack on the top of your screen. White gives to McDonald. McDonald pursues the run. He gets down inside the 10-yard line, gets to the 6, and it will be close to first down and goal. I believe he got enough to move the chains.
Nice, tough run right there by the running back. Of course, again, we see great feet work by McDonald. Able to keep those feet churning. Get another Bear first down.
And we are getting close to the 2-minute warning. I would expect the Bears to stay in this huddle and not snap again until we take our final timeout here in a couple seconds.
Right, just get to that 2-minute warning. Like you said, Mike, burn as much time as you can off the clock. Now you have control of this ball game after a long fall, hard fought 4 quarters.
We will go to the 2-minute warning. OKC 13, Joplin 12. Bears trying to stab the dagger in the heart of the Crusaders when we get back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Oklahoma Bears so close to a home playoff game. Up 13-12 with a first and goal from the 6-yard line.
Right.
If the Bears hold, we will see you next Saturday night. CMFL Playoffs Round 1 live on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and a lot will be riding on these next couple of plays here, Gordy Jones.
Big 2 minutes right here, Mike, and that's what we live for. Moments like these in this football game, and all these gentlemen down there on the football field live for moments like this as well. So let's see what these two teams can do with this last 2 minutes.
Devin White at quarterback, Adias McDonald as the running back.
Almost had an offsides penalty there.
Maybe trying to draw him off, get some free yardage. White up the middle. Breaks it. And did he take a knee?
He took a knee right on he's going to run that clock down. Smart move there by White. I said able to just run.
Forcing the Joplin Crusaders to take a timeout. And it's not about getting a score. It's about eliminating any chance of a Crusaders comeback. Crusaders take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 1:44 remaining. Bears by 1 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
Live on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Bears 13, Joplin 12. Trying to get the dagger right now. Devin White at the 1-yard line. Adias McDonald at running back. Takes the ball. And goes down, loses a yard. That could be intentional, just trying to force Joplin maybe to burn their timeout.
Could be. You can see Devin White didn't try to force the issue. Didn't try to, like I said, use any of his specialized moves that he usually does to get in the end zone. Just went ahead and fell down and went ahead and just took that loss, because what you really don't want to do is, like I said, give that ball up on a turnover. So like I said, smart move by Devin White to just go down in that pursuit.
3rd down, clock continuing to tick inside 1:15 here.
A lot of time left, a lot of time to burn. But like I said, it is in the Bears' favor. So like I said, I just got to be disciplined with this ball and disciplined on these next couple of possessions.
2 years ago at Putnam City North High School, these teams traded 4 lead changes in the 4th quarter as Joplin won. Then there was a scoreless 4th quarter last year at Missouri Southern. Clock ticking down here as the Bears want to lock this up to play right at Robert-Kossu Stadium next Saturday night on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Takes the ball. Bear down, OKC. Touchdown, Oklahoma Bears. 2nd touchdown run for Devin White from 1 yard out.
Great tough run there by the quarterback, Devin White. It's a great performance throughout this evening.
41.5 seconds remaining as David Goodson can put OKC up 8.
Yeah, if they wanted to, Devin White could have took one more knee, and said make and force the Crusaders to use their last timeout. But now instead, they do have a little bit of time left on the clock. 41 seconds. It's not a long time, but quite a little, time to see if they can move this ball down the field. But
Gordy Jones, we have a discussion, because if the Bears win, There's 2 guys I'm thinking of. See, I gave Garrett Griffith the player of the week last week because he had 5 touchdown passes. So he's out for this week.
No doubt.
Because Devin White has 2 touchdown runs, but Bama Coleman with that spectacular grab.
Exactly.
And we're going to have a decision to make if OKC hangs on here.
Bama Coleman's had some big plays this evening, Mike.
Yeah, Bama Coleman has done a lot of things to keep them alive, and I'm not saying what White didn't do wasn't impressive to be able to get 2 of the scores, but the game breaker was from Bama Coleman from 42 yards out.
No doubt, no doubt. Like I said, without Bama Coleman, and I said without either one of these gentlemen in this ball game, you have a totally different game. But like I said, good job by the quarterback so far this evening. Like I said, I couldn't see them doing that without him, but of course, like you say, a big explosive plays by Bama Coleman.
Sounds of Queens, another one bites the dust. For those of you that are big 90s NBA fans, this is the song that the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls would play as they were wrapping up a victory.
No doubt.
Could be going for 2 here. And not sure what happened here. There's a flag.
Just an untimely penalty, maybe a late hit there.
So if it is a late hit, that's another mental mistake by the Joplin Crusaders, and that is not something that they need right now in order to try to pursue a comeback. Now they're saying it might be a personal foul. You have they're saying it's a face mask against Joplin. So a big mistake on the extra point there. 41.5 seconds still remaining because it was an extra point, it sounds.
All right. Move that ball just a little bit closer to the end zone, giving the Bears one more possession, one more crack.
Half the distance to the goal line, and what OKC is wanting to do here, being up 7, they want to make it 9 to effectively kill the game now.
Exactly.
They are trying to tell Joplin, you are done. This is our home playoff game. We're not giving you a shot. White in the backfield, new man at running back. Takes the snap. White running, gets into the end zone, and it's a 9-point lead for the OKC Bears. Joplin on the verge of taking their second loss of the season in a matter of seconds.
What a great job on the offensive line. A great job by all the blockers on that particular play. And great job by Devin White following those blocks, able to move his way in for that 2-point conversion.
So 21-12, 41.5 seconds remaining. And we will take a quick timeout as we are getting ready to wrap this game up. Bears on their way to hosting next Saturday night here at Cal Sioux Stadium. We'll be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. So we were talking about player of the game and was heavily leaning for Bama Coleman.
Right.
But White with the conversion and
there's an argument there, Mike.
Yeah, so it's hard. It's hard. It's may do something we hadn't done before this season. I'm thinking about maybe we'll talk about it after the clock salts away here. But I'm thinking we're probably going to have something that I haven't done at the semi-pro level yet.
Right. Sometimes it takes 2. Sometimes
to make a thing go right.
To make a thing
rest in peace to Rod Bass, who passed away from cancer at the age of 59.
I couldn't have said it any better, Mike. Good job. But I said, great job by the Bears team, fully, and great job by the Crusaders as well. I said, we'll see how this game finishes out, but by these 2 performers, I said, as far as Devin White goes, great performance and way to put the team on his back. And I said, and they were able to execute some of these plays. It's been a difficult evening. I said, able to kind of come off to a slow start for both of these teams, but way to stay disciplined by that quarterback, especially, like I said, you got Griffin coming in the game, doing what he did. And I said, just great job by the offense.
Joplin going to have to pull every trick out of the playbook now because a touchdown and a 2-point conversion ain't going to be enough.
Right. Not a lot of time left on the clock. They're going to have to get this ball in the air quickly.
So, greater than 95% chance we're going to be back here next Saturday night.
Right.
First round of the CMFL playoffs. We will have our pregame 10 minutes before 6 p.m. locally, Central Standard Time. All across the world, you'll be able to watch it live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. You can watch on Twitch. You can watch on YouTube. You'll be able to watch it on Facebook. We're live on Facebook. I like sharing the Facebook link, letting everybody know what I'm doing on Saturday nights instead of being a vagrant at my own apartment, not just sleeping the night away.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
But when you work at a call center 40 hours a week.
Totally understand.
But back to live action here. The Bears with a critical 2-point conversion from Devin White to go with them 2 touchdown runs.
All right.
And that personal foul just about put this game out of reach for Joplin.
Exactly. Looks like at one point that the Crusaders will come away with the lead there, but good job by the Bears all capitalizing on those mistakes.
Pass complete. Charles West can take it 99. He's just been well defended. He's had at least 1 or 2 DBs on him the entire time, but I'm telling you, it's from the game in the fourth quarter at Putnam City North 2 years ago. No one was covering him then, and he took it all the way down the home sideline, 99 yards. For those of you that want to watch this game, the 2024 and the 2025 editions of this rivalry, my good friend Chris Dotson, who I covered the game with in 2024 on the Southern Sports Network, now defunct. He relocated to Ohio. They reformed as the Ohio Sports Network, but those games are available on the Southern Sports Network's Facebook page, and we'll have this one on demand for replay whenever you want to watch it, live on the OSN app and on OSN YouTube. 5-step drop, pressure coming, gets it thrown, it's out of bounds, or incomplete rather. Ball's going to tumble out of bounds with 28.3 seconds remaining. And we got a man limping off the field. That is not a good look for the Bears.
Not sure who that is, but said first of the ball in pursuit of the quarterback. Maybe, just like I said, took a wrong turn and maybe tweaked that ankle just a little bit. But
you hope it's a minor ankle tweak. You want to have all your players ready for Saturday night.
No doubt.
Going to be a big loss for OKC here. So it is number 33 that had the injury, and that is going to be D'Anthony Andrews. You're already losing Monte Thomas. I can't see him playing next week after what happened earlier in tonight's game.
Right.
Continuing to run the ball. Again, Charles West is the guy, if I am Joplin, I want him to have the ball.
Definitely.
He is the guy who can score a touchdown out of anyone else on his team, but time is the enemy as it's less than 15 seconds remaining.
You have to get this ball off quickly.
And to quote Thanos, this is becoming inevitable. Likely the final play of the game. And that will do it. The Oklahoma Bears defeat their rival Joplin Crusaders by a score of 21-12. We're going to take one final break. We're going to come back with our co-players of the game because I am not about to get yelled at for picking just one. Bears will host a playoff game 1 week from tonight here at Robert Castro Stadium in Del City, and we will host it for you, but we'll have our players of the game when we come back live. Bears win 21-12 over Joplin on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
At Next Level Roofing, trust isn't a slogan. It's how I was raised. Roofing runs 3 generations deep in my family. It taught me hard work comes first, and trust comes from doing it right. Next Level Roofing. 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
At Black Bear Diner, Bear's Choice is breakfast served your way, now $10.99. Start with 2 eggs, pick from sweet cream pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and more. Add thick cut bacon or sausage. Big portions, big flavor, served all day.
3 generations, 1 mission, protecting Oklahoma homes. I know roofing because I've lived it my entire life. Next Level Roofing, 3rd generation roofer you can trust.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Oklahoma Bears vanquish their CMFL rivals in the Joplin Crusaders with a 21-12 win here at Robert Kalsu Stadium in Del City, Oklahoma. Mike Stewart, Gordy Jones, Nate Davis on camera and producer tonight. So I want to go over our sponsors one more time who help us bring this game to you and will help us bring the game back to you next week. CMFL playoff action, Central Midwest Football League, postseason action here next week. 10 till 6, the pregame show, 6 p.m. kickoff, live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Our title sponsor is Next Level Roofing. At Next Level Roofing, they have established themselves as Oklahoma's most trusted roofing professionals, delivering exceptional roof installation and repair services. They are family-owned and locally operated, bringing generations of expertise to every project. They understand that roofing emergencies don't follow a 9-to-5 schedule, which is why they offer 24/7 emergency services to address urgent issues before they escalate into costly disasters. Next Level Roofing, a third-generation roofer that you can trust. Give them a call today at 405-252-9734. Our fourth quarter sponsor, want to shout them out one more time, Black Bear Diner. Since 1995, guests have enjoyed an all-day menu of classic American home-style food and the comfort of a relaxed, family-friendly local diner, perfect for families, friends, teams, and community gatherings. And don't forget about Book Night. Black Bear Diner, proud sponsor of your Oklahoma Bears. 3 locations, Oklahoma City at 3015 West Memorial Road, Moore at 920 Southwest 25th Street, and Tulsa at 9026 East 71st Street. One visit and you'll be hooked. And our player of the game, brought to you by our sponsor, Williams Bail Bonds, your connection back to the streets. Give Darius a call for all your bonding needs at 580-491-8087. And we're going to have co-players of the game because even though Devin White had the 2 touchdowns and the 2-point conversion, it would be disrespectful to not give the impact of what Bama Coleman did on that 42-yard touchdown reception from Garrett Griffith. So Bama Coleman, Devin White, your co-players of the game, once again brought to you by Williams Bail Bonds, your connection back to the streets. Give Darius a call for all your bonding needs at 580-491-8087. And final thoughts here, Gordy Jones, as we live for another week because we're going to be back next week for the playoffs.
I mean, you love going into playoffs setting. You love ending a regular season game on a note like this. Both teams came out and wanted it, Mike. I mean, you want both teams to come out and pursue it. But when you got a game like this, when you see both teams going into the fourth quarter in the trenches, using all they can, I mean, you just have a great combination of teamwork with both of these ball clubs. And like I said, that's what I love to see is the pursuit and the want out of both of these teams. And like I said, the Bears able to come out with the win on that end.
We will see you next Saturday night here at Robert Kalsu Stadium. Pre-game beginning at 5:50, kickoff at 6 p.m.